audience, I have gathered the Illuminati. Oh, wait, I hear an echo. I have gathered the Illuminati here today to judge you and to deem if you are worthy to continue in this version of reality. I have with me Marcelo.
Good sir. How are you?
We have Braxton. And there's
Hey,
one more member. One more member of the Illuminati. PJ! You're Professor X, PJ.
That was genius.
That was so
genius.
dirty. That was so dirty.
That was good.
That was so dirty. It was so good. You guys are gonna hate me, but you have to make it show.
Oh, come.
I'll be right back. I forgot something.
Right.
But get the conversation started. I already tweeted the tweet, so folks should
Alright.
maybe start coming in. I'll be right back.
All right,
Make
I got it. So, guys, I assume everybody here has seen the movie. Yes, correct?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, so why don't I start with you, Braxton? What were your initial thoughts about the film the first time you came out of it?
I thought that Doctor Strange 2 was amazing, dude. Like I think it was great. So I didn't really enjoy the first Doctor Strange movie. You know, I didn't enjoy uh uh the latest Spider-Man movie with Doctor Strange. I felt like Doctor Strange made really bad decisions, and he enabled Peter Parker to make really bad decisions. So I am generally not a fan of Doctor Strange. I am a fan of Wanda. I love WandaVision. Um, and this movie, I got everything that I wanted from this movie. Like the action was great. Like Wanda's story was like super compelling. It was an interesting, uh, it was an interesting build from where she was in WandaVision. Um, I loved it.
Do you think that it is necessary for the audience to actually have to see WandaVision to understand where Wanda Maximoff is in this film? Or do you think that if you're a cold audience member coming in cold without having seen WandaVision, do you think that there's enough in the film for the audience to follow along?
I think that there is enough. Also, if you're familiar with Scarlet Witch from the comic books, you have something as well to inform you on it. But it's hard to say because I've seen Doctor Strange. Like I've also seen No Way Home. I've also seen WandaVision. So that's hard to say.
If
Mm-hmm.
somebody who has never watched any Marvel movie goes into this cold, there's going to be a lot of backstory that I think they'll know that they're not familiar with, and they're going to be missing something.
Mm-hmm.
But just as a bizarre, just out there, crazy, balls to wall, very well paced. I know people say there's like problems in the middle; it slows down. I think, the movie is classic Sam Raimi, but it's like new Sam Raimi. It's the kind of Sam Raimi we've never seen before. We've never seen Sam Raimi with this level of access in terms of visual effects and just storytelling ability, and he just fucking throws as much as he can in there. Now, the multiverse aspect of it, after the second trailer, I avoided all marketing. Averted my eyes. I saw some spoilery things here and there, and I was like, nope, not going to pay attention. So when I went in, a lot of this movie was like really surprising and fresh. And like people show up, I'm like, I knew Patrick Stewart was going to be in it, but other people, we're in spoiler territory. Anson Mount is Black Bolt. So you have Anson Mount and Patrick Stewart in a movie that debuts on the very day of the Picard finale and the Strange New Worlds premiere, and experience those actors there and then in the show in the same day. I was like, oh, there's something just cool about that. And the deaths in this movie are so brutal. It is the hardest PG-13 film I have ever seen. There's nothing that's pushed the envelope for like literally a camera angle tilted down or up or either way could make it a rated R. Like he cleverly disguises the most brutal violence. For example, Peggy Carter's death.
Oh,
Which when you think about it, it's like, oh my god, that's fucked up, but you don't actually see. You just see her reaction to it, right? So that's
right.
very clever.
And then you
but
see
there is
the
blood. There's blood.
right.
It's not like a bloodless movie. There's blood, there's gore, there's gruesomeness, there's fun to be had too, man. It's a really fun experience. Don't go in with the expectations that you're going to see the fucking X-Men and this and that and the other. Don't go in there thinking that, because the multiverse aspect isn't the emotional core of the film. The emotional core of the film is like love and love lost and longing for family and belonging and feeling empty, basically. And it's like Wanda turns to the Darkhold to become the Scarlet Witch to get what she wants. She's that fucking desperate, to the point where she's like just murdering people so indiscriminately and in brutal ways. It's kind of shocking. But when America Chavez does that thing where she's like, you know what, I'm gonna bring you there. I'm gonna bring you to the good Wanda, who is actually having a wonderful experience raising her boys, and I'm gonna show you exactly what the fuck you're doing. And that scene is so powerful when the boys are recoiling and crying and afraid of her, and she realizes, like, this would never work. Like, the Darkhold is taking over me, and it's like, it's such a great redemption story as well, and like the self-sacrifice at the end. It's fucking brilliant. I mean, Doctor Strange was actually almost like a side character, but a good one. But America Chavez and Scarlet Witch or Wanda are the emotional core of the film, and it really works.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
More
this is Wanda's movie, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. Like, Wanda was gonna get those fucking kids, dude. And it was like nothing nobody was gonna do to stop her, dude. Like that scene that you were talking about, dude. Like I had tears in my eyes at that scene, dude.
I got choked up, man. I was
like,
like, holy shit, this is like, I'm getting welled up here, like with emotion.
Like, the kids were afraid, and she was like, oh, like, I would never hurt you. And like tears streamed down her face. Dude, I was like, damn, dude, damn, Wanda.
she realizes that she's not her, and like she's a monster. And I love that movies when like the villain realizes like, oh my god, what have I done, type of thing. Like, I love that when it's done well. And it is really an underrated movie. I'm hearing reactions to it, and it's like, I'm like, what are you talking about? This is like one of the top 10 Marvel movies.
Yeah,
out of the 26 or 27 that exist, Right.
Mm-hmm. I actually loved the horror elements to this film. I thought that it was sufficiently terrifying. In to use your word, or to use your vernacular, PJ, in a Sam Raimi kind of way, it is really, really dark and remorse and just brutal as hell. I mean, when
Wanda's kills were just epic. What she does to the Black Bolt.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
The audience gasped. Like, the audience was like, oh shit, like, what the fuck?
I was like, what? And then my sister, my mom, and I, when we all gasped because we love Sir Patrick Stewart and Professor X and Picard. Yeah, it's just like, but also that was like, I just love that Patrick Stewart is like reviving these roles of his past. Like, I mean, X-Men is like his most recent, kind of past, I guess you could say, but still, it was beautiful to see, because we already had the end of Professor X, so there's another Professor X. It was just.
Did you notice the musical cue from the X-Men animated series?
Oh yeah, when he rolled up in the chair, I was sitting next to a friend of mine, and I lost my mind when he rolled up in the chair. But when I went completely nuts is when the cue came in. I was like, oh my god! Yeah, I went crazy. But
look who is here! It's the Martian.
Oh, Ruben!
Hey, Ruben.
Let me do this thing here. What up, Ruben? You're here to listen to spoilers for Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah, it saves me $20.
No, I was.
By the way, we have PE in the audience. Hello, PE. How's it going? Nice to see you. And anyone else who wants to pop in, you're welcome. I don't know how I can. I'm like, no. If you're not here already, you won't hear me say anyone else who pops in. So I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, well,
it's
it's a thing that you do, right?
Some people heard it in their heart, man.
They did. That you do. I was really surprised to see John Krasinski as Reed Richards. I was like, I lost my mind. I was like,
People
oh
in
my
the
God.
theater went nuts for that. A lot of young women were clapping and hooting and hollering. Is he like a sex
It
symbol?
was the
Like,
one moment that got applause. Patrick Stewart got a reaction, but when Reed Richards showed up, they were like, like Tobey Maguire
yeah.
when he pulled off his mask in No Way Home.
right.
It was like that reaction, right? But I mean, the fact that these guys die in these brutal ways, people are like, "Oh, now you're not doing X-Men with you can't do
Yes,
this
they
with
are.
that, and you can't do that with this." I'm like,
Yes,
"Yeah,
they
you
are.
can because
Yes,
there's
you
fucking
can.
multiple versions of those guys out there too." So
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we don't know what. Do we know what their state is in 616?
No one has ever really gone.
No, you're right.
no, John
I love-
Krasinski's character
That's true.
could be introduced through a multiverse aspect or pop up in the Marvel proper. And I think they're going to stick with John Krasinski and hopefully Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Oh, they got
that would be so good.
they got to
That would
do
be
that.
so
They
good.
have to do that.
Marvel's getting really good at fan service, I gotta say. Like, they're doing it the best.
The character at the end in the was that Witchblade? Is she not a Marvel character?
I
Her
think-
name was Clea. She
Clea,
is like
okay.
she marries Doctor Strange in like
Oh,
the
we have the same
dark universe.
Oh,
Like she's like
interesting.
a relative of Dormammu, you know,
God.
and like Dormammu is
Damn,
like
Braxton.
her uncle, and her mother
Look at you with the knowledge.
like is
man.
always fighting with Dormammu. So like she might have like seen Doctor Strange or heard of Doctor Strange like defeating Dormammu, and
But she seems to have like a multiverse access of her own, right? Like, so she can just cut through the multiverse with that blade.
Yeah,
and
Strange.
she's a sorceress.
Yeah.
Oh.
Strange is-
Was it magic from X-Men?
No, Strange messed with the Darkhold, which like gives him the third eye now. So he's like he's Doctor Strange, but he's like a bit corrupted. And whatever his actions were in this movie led to an incursion of some sort. And she's like, we got to go deal with it, assuming that's Doctor Strange 3.
Oh, we should
or
explain to
another
Ruben
movie. I don't
what's going on in the multiverse of madness. Like, I don't think he knows any of this, right? So, Ruben, there's this character named America Chavez. Do you know who she is?
What's the name?
America Chavez.
No idea what that is.
She comes from this like land that's like very pretty and like it's like I don't know, it's like very like deserts of New Mexico type of vibe or like something like that. And she has like two moms, which was really cool. Are you laughing because of the deserts of New Mexico?
I know there's a scene in this part you're talking about that I think if Ruben saw would like laugh, because what happened, the girl basically discovers that when she gets scared or something, she can open portals to the multiverse, and like whoever's around gets
which I
star-shaped
love, by the way.
ones.
Star-shaped portals. It's the best thing ever. I want to do star-shaped everything. Like, it's the most cool thing ever.
But how she kills her mothers is like,
we don't know that they're dead, PJ. I mean,
or
they're
how
probably
you know
dead.
how they're dispatched.
She loses. How she loses her mom.
Is the one really wonky part in the movie where I was like, oh come on. Like, that's
bee
how she
bites her.
discovers it. Like, she's afraid of it. The bee doesn't even sting her. The bee just like comes near her, and she's like, ah!
She's
And then
a
the
little
portal
girl.
opens. I'm
I
like,
was scared of bees at that
It's
age.
very
I
Sam
wish I
Raimi-ish at
discovered
the
my
same
star
time, right?
power. I wish I discovered my star power when I was a kid with a bee or like a hornet or something like that. I'm like,
By the way,
but the whole point is she can't control it, right?
yeah, she doesn't because she develops this because of fear. So because of a moment of fear, she develops like her power emerges at a very young age, and unfortunately, her mother's gets sucked into the star portal. This like blue star, cool crack in the multiverse, and then she loses them because at that age she doesn't know what's happening, so they get lost somewhere. Her idea is that they probably ended up in some kind of like really terrible universe and probably got killed, and so she blames herself for her mother's death. She's a unique being because there's a version of pretty much everyone in every universe, but there's no version of her in any other universe. She's the only version of herself, and so that and she so like the movie establishes that when we dream, we're actually like tapping into a multiversal version of ourselves and kind of seeing the story of what's going on in their lives. So whatever your dreams are might actually be happening in another world, which is really freaking scary to me because some of my dreams. Some of my dreams are not great, but they kind of address that in the movie.
Has
in
anybody
some
actually
fun
ever
ways.
had that thought before they ever saw this movie? Like
I
just
have.
just in passing, just like maybe
Yeah.
dreams are like a portal to another life or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I know. I think dreams are a way of the universe telling us different paths that we different. I think dreams are different paths that we didn't take in actual life. So dreams are a way of showing us what would have happened if we would have done things differently in certain situations within our lives.
So America then so she thinks that she can only activate this ability through extreme fear. She has no way of controlling it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So by the time she meets by the time we meet her, she's already traveled through something like 72 other universes, and she's with a version of Doctor Strange who's searching for the opposite of the. Did you watch WandaVision, the TV show? Okay, so when she becomes what is her title? The Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch.
Witch.
Man, you're gonna have
She
to
gets
explain a
access
lot.
to. No, but it's great. It's actually great if you. I think it's also in the comics. All this is the Darkhold in the comics, guys. Do you
Yes.
guys know?
I don't know
Okay.
about the comics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she becomes the Scarlet Witch, and she obtains the Darkhold, and so with that, she becomes the like the supreme witch, and she can do anything she wants. But the one thing she can't do is travel to. She can see through the Darkhold all these other universes where she has the kids that she lost in WandaVision. So she's obsessed with going to a universe and and being with her kids again, but she doesn't. She's so obsessed that she loses sight of reality, and she's still mourning from WandaVision. So, so she loses sight of reality completely, and so what her idea is to capture America Chavez, absorb her powers, so she can just hop around in multiverses. And she's like, I'll just kill the bitch that's their mom in that universe and replace her. And then if anything happens to them, like if they get sick, I can just hop to a multiverse where they have the medicine of that, and I can come back and cure my children. If my children need something and it's not in my multiverse, I can just go hop around. So she has this like fantasy that with her ultimate power, she could just keep these kids happy and safe forever. And so, but to get to that dream, she has to kill a kid, and that's what's the most beautiful thing about this movie is like this crazy woman is after this innocent child who also lost her parents. Are you laughing because I'm saying it wrong or something? Did I mess it
No.
up?
No, it's
Oh,
just,
okay.
no, it's just very. It's.
I don't know.
I think it's very Shakespearean that the one thing that Wanda wanted is the one thing that she loses when America Chavez blasts a portal to a universe where she can just step in and see what her life would have been if her kids were real and if Viz didn't presumably die. And I just think that it's really, like PJ said earlier in the stream, it's really tragic when she sort of understands what she's doing and when she understands the error of her ways. It's really tragic.
The way Doctor Strange gets involved in this, another version of Doctor Strange gets involved with trying to help America, because before Wanda revealed her plan, she was sending like demons after the kid, right? Like hoping to get them, and they're all different like things. Like there's this cool one that was
Those things were really cool.
yeah, there was this cool one that was like like
The eye
ribbons or
with
something.
tentacles.
Tentacle ribbons, metal. It looked like metal winding in itself. There was
yeah.
another one that was like, the tentacle guy with the big eye on it and stuff like that. Hey CB, nice to see you. Cerulean Blue, you're now the good blue. I don't know if the other blue's listening, but you're good blue. So welcome. Take that as it may be. But anyways, nice to see you, CB. We're talking about the multiverse right now. But anyways, so she gets tangled up with him,
I was
and
on
they're
mute,
looking.
so you didn't hear me cackle
Oh, okay.
when you said the good blue.
Oh, you did. I thought you might get a
Ruben,
kick out.
you know, Ruben,
I learned
you're
a lot
making-
about myself last night.
Yeah, you know, Ruben, you're making me want popcorn now. With the
You
is
should
that
go
you
get
got?
popcorn.
Do you have butter on that popcorn?
Oh, Ruben's doing the
Or is it
ASMR
like
tonight. Anyways, Ruben, so he's looking for the opposite of the Darkhold, which is called, what was it called? The Book of Shanti, guys?
Yeah, the Book of Shanti. That's the book that he's looking for.
So he's looking for that to help. And I think there's a clue, by the way, when they find the Book of Shanti as to what America might be. But anyways, the Book of Shanti is supposedly will have the magic that he needs to defend against the Scarlet Witch with the Darkhold. That's the only way they can defeat her. And so it's almost, for this one version of Doctor Strange, it was dire. Like he was deathly wounded. He couldn't get to the book. The demon was going to catch America, or she was just going to port out again. And so what he decides to do is he decides himself to suck her power out. He's like, in my hands it'll be safe, like, basically.
That's
so
hot.
he huh
That's hot.
well, wait. It's like she's like 12. No, how old is America Chavez? Like probably 15 or 16. I think.
No. She's like 15, 16, 17 maybe.
Yeah. So it's not
She's
hot.
almost legal.
It's
so
cool
okay.
though. It's cool in an evil way.
thought that girl
In
was like
Germany,
13
she'd
or
be perfectly
14.
legal.
What's that?
I thought that girl was like 13 or 14. Like, she doesn't seem like a woman
How
to me.
old
Like,
is
she
the
seems like
actress?
she seems
Somebody
like a
look it up.
girl.
It's not legal, by the way, in Germany to date minors.
14 is the age of consent in Germany.
Really?
Well, it's
Oh.
16 here in the United States, but it's still cringy and creepy when
Yeah, it
people
is.
I'm
do
just
it.
saying.
But so, yeah, somebody
put-
should
just
look
put
up
the
her
facts
age.
out
How
there.
old is that woman?
It's true. You do state the facts. What was that, Marcelo?
No, but I wonder how old is the actress who plays America Chavez?
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
She
No,
is-
she's much older. I think.
The
PJ says she's
actress-
16. The character is. I don't know how old the actor is. But I think this is great.
The actress is
she's
16.
16 now.
Yeah,
Okay.
the actress.
So
is
they
16.
shot at like, I feel like she's like 14 or 15.
Yeah, she's
you know,
a
like
young actress.
she was like 15, like
Yeah.
No,
when
no,
they
she's
shot her.
She's
She
a
was-
kid, man.
No, she was really cool. She was.
Yeah, she's a
I
good
mean-
actress too.
I mean,
Um,
I mean, I wanted her to do a little bit more.
Oh, she was in the Babysitters Club.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
I like
I-
this PE's title. Another title for this film could be Doctor Strange Saves America, and it's totally true. That's really good. That should be the subtitle of this movie.
Doctor Strange redeemed himself in my eyes. You know, I have not liked Doctor Strange
No, I really.
when I have seen him in the past. You know, I think that he's really irresponsible. He's really selfish, and he doesn't give a fuck about anything.
That
You
character
know?
was made up for the movie.
What's that?
Yeah.
That's not a comic book character.
Who?
No, it's not.
America Chavez.
Oh, she's new.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job, Marvel.
She's not a
No,
comic
Good
no,
book
job,
no,
wow.
no, but she.
That's why I had
No,
to
but-
look it up because I was like, I've never heard that name before.
No, but actually, America Chavez started in comics like around like what 2000. She's recently new. I think she's a new comic
Oh,
book
maybe I
character.
don't know.
Oh yeah, I see her. I just did a Google and she came right up, and a lot of drawings and stuff.
Yeah, no, but she's
Here,
a
I found
new-
her cover. I think we can
because
see the date.
because the thing about her was there was this big dispute between the
Oh, no, I guess
artist
she is.
and
That's
creator
weird.
who created
Writers.
America Chavez, and he wasn't happy with the amount of money that Marvel gave him to use the character in Doctor Strange 2.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
So there was a controversy around it. No,
yeah, just a little bit. Oh, that's a nice.
I think this is real. I don't know if
Yeah, yeah.
this
that's
is
good.
the actual cover. There's a lot of fan art. She is a cool character. She doesn't dress like this in the movie, by the way, in case you're
Nope.
wondering.
She does not just like that.
This America Chavez is a girl that grew up in Miami. That America Chavez is more of like a Bronx, New York type
Bronx,
of
New York.
America Chavez.
Were you
But
guys
I still like her.
I've never heard of her.
You know, were you guys fooled in the early part when like Doctor Strange was like, oh yeah, like I gotta go and see this person, and then he went and he was like talking to Wanda, and they were walking in like the apple orchard, and she was like
100%
clipping
fooled.
things,
I
and then
was
she's
great.
like, ooh, like yeah, America Chavez, and then he stopped, and she's like, oh yeah, like gave it away, didn't I? And then she like
So wicked.
transformed the
Yep.
stuff into like what it looks like a actual like barren wasteland.
Yeah,
There
I
was
was.
a good question I saw online, which is, do you guys think that like those of us who've seen WandaVision, do you guys think that this was like it was? Do you think that like Wanda's character was kind of subverted by her becoming like this dark evil like a villain basically? Do you think
No,
her
I think
progress was subverted in WandaVision by the movie portraying her
I
as
mean, wasn't she
basically
a villain
a
in
villain?
WandaVision?
She's
Yeah,
kind of
she
always
was.
she's always
No,
kind
she
of been in
was.
the gray area, but she always does the right thing in the end. And spoilers, of course, there's
I don't
spoilers
know.
everywhere. She does do the right thing in the end.
Taking
in
an
but
this,
entire
yeah.
town hostage, even
Yeah,
if you let
and
them
yeah,
free at
no,
the
and
end,
no, and
is still
no,
not a good thing.
no. But the other thing,
There's no
the
right
Man,
thing to do
Ruben,
at the end.
I'm gonna tell you what
No, the
Wanda
other-
told Doctor Strange, and it's totally true. How come when other characters do shit like that, it's forgivable, but when she does it,
well,
she's a villain?
What character have I forgiven that's taken an entire town hostage?
Doctor Strange like gave the time stone to Thanos,
Yeah,
and half of reality
I never
blinked
saw
out of
that.
existence. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See,
I can only talk about what I've seen.
Since Ruben, you haven't seen WandaVision, let me just in the show is basically about her creating a fictional sitcom world that progresses through like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. This is like a tribute to all the old sitcoms
and the '90s too.
and the 90s, and it's all completely in her head, and it's with Vision. It's basically for her to deal. She takes over this town too, which is like
Westview.
so you get the impression in the show that she is a villain, but she's a twisted, sympathetic villain where you like understand her motives, but you don't necessarily agree with them. And it gets very Twilight Zone weird in that show too. And it's actually probably the best Marvel show. I mean, I don't
it's
think
really good.
anything's-
This movie
anything
even
has surpassed
surpassed
it, right?
Yeah.
And the whole thing about
Loki's
her
pretty good. I think Loki and WandaVision to me are pretty on par with one another.
And the whole thing about her kids, the two boys in the show, you assume she's making them up, like she's just creating them. And it turns out like somehow she's tapped into like the fact that these kids really exist in another timeline. You don't get that in WandaVision. It's made clear in this movie, right?
Yeah.
So
I think you get an impression
Doc-
of it like in WandaVision, but yeah, there's like something about it.
I love that
At the
jacket, by
end-
the way. Sorry, guys.
even Doctor Strange is telling her in this movie, like, Wanda, that's something you made up. That's not
Yeah.
real. And she's like, no, they're real, and I can get to them. And that's like the crux of her motivation. It's like she's gotten over Vision. WandaVision was about her getting over Vision. So Vision's not even like brought up.
Yeah.
It's all about the kids, and like this is her last best hope to be happy. But she's so twisted inside. She takes
Well,
the dark
and
hole takes over her, and then
her- yeah.
she's Scarlet Witch, and she is like the most evil, relentless, ruthless Marvel villain they've ever had. Thanos is comparable, I guess.
No, but this was like he's like on a scale that you don't really see, you know what I mean? Like what he does is like just like you have to think about it, but you see her carnage, and she's like she's unstoppable, it seems. Like there's a prophecy about the Scarlet Witch that she's the most powerful being in the universe, and that she's either gonna, what was it, either rule or destroy the universe. Like that's the only those are the only choices you get with the Scarlet Witch, and you see that she's completely has no remorse until the only thing that gave her remorse was this one final thing, which was her kid seeing her as a monster.
Right.
Dude, but she tried to be nice about it. Like
She
she
tried
told
really
Dr.
hard.
Strange,
She did.
She was like, "Hey, like these beasts that I'm sending, like you know what? I'm using restraint, but like when I
Restraint.
come for that girl, you
I'm
need to
gonna kill
like
her.
be easy on yourself because like the Scarlet Witch is coming, and I want the girl."
She doesn't break her promises, man. Like when the fact that she's sending the demons at first, I mean, it's a bit of a cheat, because she really could have just from the beginning, like just gone after her herself somehow. Like she can possess like other versions of herself that way. She could have done it that way, but she's like, I just sent those minions as part of being like me being reasonable. This is me being reasonable. No, when she runs out of patience, you're like, everybody's fucked. And one of the best scenes is when she kills off the Illuminati. Even at one point, the Illuminati guys are like, the last ones, like John Krasinski's, I think the last one standing or something, or one of the last ones, and he's just like, no, like the hopelessness of like we're fucked.
Yeah.
And the way she dispatches people is so brutal.
The way she
for
kills,
PG-13.
Black
the way
Bolt,
she kills
Black
Anthony
Bolt.
Mount.
what's his name, Reed
Black
Richards.
Bolt. Oh
No,
yeah,
Reed
yeah.
Richards. She just like strings. She like separates him into strings, like, but in a really like gross kind of like rubbery kind of weird, because of his ability or whatever. I noticed there were a lot of kids in my theater. I think America Chavez really appealed to them because they were all like the kids were like really into it. And at first like I was like kind of like wondering like, oh wait, is this like appropriate for kids? But Sam Raimi I think like is genius at like just like writing the line of like what's too much for like younger like, and what I mean by kids is probably like 13-year-olds also, or like 11-year-olds or 10-year-olds, but so it
little
was
kids,
little
little kids may be
movie.
actually a bit like put off by some of the things in the movie.
No, they were like well, the ones in the theater were like hooting and hollering.
Yeah, but not every
they
little
seemed to know
kid can
everything.
handle some of the imagery. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
and even
like-
there's
yeah,
one jump scare with Patrick Stewart in Wanda's mind,
Oh my god.
and he's going through that pile of rubble,
Ah.
and she pops out. Everybody jumps.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
America Chavez. I guess we're gonna see her again. Like, she's
Yeah.
got to be a new Avenger. I mean,
No doubt.
they didn't
The
set
other
her up for
cool,
nothing.
the other thing this ties into really well is the What If series. Like, I think having seen What If,
Yeah, with Zombie Strange. Sorry.
well, yeah, just there's a lot of things that like really
Direct references to a certain the Doctor Strange episode. The character from that episode appears in the movie.
exactly, yeah. Things Just Got Out of Hand was not in the actual movie, by the way. That was interesting. Did
And
you
Peggy
notice that?
Carter as well. Captain
yeah, Peggy
Carter.
Captain Carter's in there.
No, but
Also, a different version of Captain Marvel, which is what's her face's mom, right?
Lashana Lynch.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh no,
played by
sorry.
Lashana Lynch.
No, but what was that? But that was the one thing that I had a question about. This version of Captain Marvel, that wasn't Monica Rambeau, right? No, of course not. That wasn't Monica Rambeau.
It was somebody else, Rambo, the woman who died. And
It's her mom, right?
It's Monica
Yeah.
Rambeau's mother, yeah.
Yeah,
Maria
okay.
Maria Rambo.
Maria Rambeau. Yeah.
Okay.
But it makes sense because the abilities of Captain Marvel are obtained, right? Like through that
Yeah,
that
they're
energy
not
or whatever.
given.
Yeah. So yeah,
They're not
it's
given.
cool. Anyone could have been in that situation, which is neat. It does a good job also of like doing these funky like turnarounds, like different like just characters having different outcomes and stuff. Like it did a cool job of like showing how this one universe handled the Thanos thing, and Doctor Strange actually sacrifices himself because he was so saturated with the Darkhold knowledge that he couldn't be trusted. So he actually sacrifices himself in that universe, and that's what happens. And then that's what causes Professor X to be like, no, I can't do this again. They were about to do the same thing, and he's like, no, I can't do this again. He's like, maybe you're a different Doctor Strange. I also like that whole idea of like, like maybe the same mistakes that people make don't have to be made. Like there's a weird redemption arc that's occurring through this multiversal versions of Doctor Strange, where our Doctor Strange ends up being the best version because he's learning from the mistakes of other Doctor Strange. It's cool. I don't know.
The crux of it is he's an asshole in almost every iteration, and he's the least prickly in the MCU proper. Like the MCU, like he always manages to get hold of it. The Darkhold takes him in almost every version, or he does something like he's a character that they establish. It is so powerful that in many versions and many timelines, he is a great threat, whether he wants to be or not, whether he intends to or not. But yeah, that What If episode is like you should really watch that particular one before watching this movie because it really does tie into some of the themes. But
Did you guys notice the little? I think it's a clue. When the opposite book of the Darkhold gets destroyed, the page that flies out first has like a star shape on it, like the same exact thing that America can do. So I'm coming up with this like idea that if there's such a thing as a Scarlet Witch, maybe there's the opposite version of that, and that's what America is,
Hmm.
and so now she's being trained by the
Sorcerer.
sorcerers. So she's gonna become probably like the whatever version of sorcerers that there are for witches that the Scarlet Witch was.
You know
So
why
now
she's in
she.
it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that she is in the Young Avengers
Oh, interesting.
with Wanda's son Wiccan, and you know Wiccan is a super powerful sorcerer who like kind of has the powers of Wanda, like reality, like warping and things.
Oh,
So like
neat.
it's gonna be interesting to see like both of them do magic.
I kind of want to start reading these comic books. It's a really fun story. I love this. PJ, I think you said something about how like someone who doesn't know anything about this can just enjoy how bizarre the movie is, and it's just fun. I
Yeah.
think as well. And like my mom's like that kind of. She was just like really amazed by the visuals, like the paint, the scene where they go through the paint universe. She was. I
Oh,
saw her
that's
and she was like,
awesome.
"Oh wow!" Like like it was like cool
Hmm.
for her and stuff
Did
like
you
that.
see it in 3D?
No, we didn't see it in 3D because it makes her dizzy. But I'll probably go if I go check this movie out a second time. I'll probably watch it in 3D. Did you guys watch it in 3D?
No, no, I saw it in 2D.
I did, but not by choice. I
I
went
don't
to the
like 3D.
4 o'clock show. The 7 o'clock and the later shows said 3D IMAX, but the 4 o'clock said just like it didn't say 3D. So when I got there, they're handing me the glasses. I'm like, no, this mine's not 3D, and they're like, yeah, the 4 o'clock show. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, because usually it gives me a headache, and I did get a headache. Like
Oh
it
man.
doesn't work well for me. It was kind of worth it with this movie because some of the visuals kind of like do pop out, and parts of it are really meant for 3D. Sam Raimi does this kind of Evil Dead camera work where the demons come out of zombie Strange and they attack Scarlet Witch, and the camera's kind of like buzzing around her like one of the demons, and it's doing this weird like trippy camera movements and very Evil Deadish. Like some Sam Raimi-isms really do work
Sam Raimi is
for the
definitely an
3D.
auteur type of director. He has like certain elements like you can recognize immediately, about it, that are like through lines, stylistic through lines throughout all his films. It's like when you watch a Stanley Kubrick movie, you're going to see certain things like the Stanley Kubrick stare, like the way that characters stare into the camera. He had a certain like way he liked to film that, and there's just like these little again like moments throughout, like artistic moments throughout the films. And you said something earlier. I was listening to you guys, and you said something about like this is like the most access he's had to like technology, and I think he levels up even for Sam Raimi. I feel like he was able to tell his story like he was able to do his style in a whole new way, in a fresh new way, but that
Yep.
retained his very unique Sam Raimi quality. And I thought that was really cool. I haven't seen all of his films. I'm not as big a fan as some of y'all are, but I do appreciate his style, and I love the way he directs and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean,
Dark Man is a good one, and
Darkman is really good, but
yeah.
also I think Sam Raimi's Evil Dead trilogy. I think it's the Evil Dead, or is it Army of the? Or it's Army
it's
of the
Evil
Dead.
Dead. It's
Yeah,
Evil Dead 2, and Army of
thank you.
Darkness.
Evil Dead. Those films are really really fun. With his good friend Bruce Campbell, who is actually in this
In this
movie.
movie,
They did a direct tribute to Evil Dead 2 with the hand hitting him. He
Yeah,
beating himself
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I was
That's
like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's Evil Dead. Yeah,
yeah.
it was really
but
great to see Bruce Campbell on
it was so
screen
good.
doing all that. That's and just being Bruce Campbell. He's like,
If you guys are big Bruce Campbell fans, he was in this amazing TV show that lasted 7 years
Burn
called
Notice.
Bone
Burn Notice? Is that the
Burn
one?
Notice.
It
Yeah,
was
Burn
filmed here
Notice.
in Miami. We used to see him. He used to come into the Apple store. I used to help him.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yep. Yeah,
I
it was really cool.
I love Burn Notice, and that's a
Yeah.
great show for any of you who like spy espionage kind of things.
Yeah, he's really, really nice. I loved helping him, and I was just like going totally crazy and fanboying when he would come in. It was really fun.
That's cool.
So this America Chavez character is very important, I think, to the MCU going forward. If they're talking about opening it up to the Fantastic Four, which we know is happening,
It's gonna
the X-Men are going to happen at some point. I think they're going to make it more like the '90s animated series. If
Okay.
this movie was any hint, and if they're ever going to bring in the X-Men, and you know what, Patrick Stewart's character dies, who's to say you later can't introduce either X-Men developing in the MCU right now, which is a tricky kind of thing to do, because where were they like in the past 20 or 30 years, like the adults, right? Or you could do a thing where the X-Men come through, like this character now has the ability. Maybe she owns the ability to just, we need help. Let's recruit this team from Earth, whatever. The X-Men, and Wolverine, they all fucking come in through the portal, and it's like, you could introduce them in either Doctor Strange 3 or some other Marvel movie. Maybe you have an America Chavez solo movie, and the hook is that, yes, it's a character you're not too familiar with, but she's getting some help from the X-Men, and this is the introduction to
I have a prediction. I think what's going to happen, because at the end of this movie they talk about the incursion occurring, I think what's going to happen is that we're going to actually have those two universes are going to, whatever these two universes are going to be destroyed, but they're going to be able to have refugees come into our universe, because they'll be like, there's plenty of space in our universe. So that's a way that you could bring the X-Men right into our universe, because their universe is being destroyed by the incursion. And so it can turn into the next big like Marvel merge, if you will, of bringing these other like things, these other things that are like more fringy university things right into the main timeline, or the main universe, if you will.
And the multiverse aspect of the Marvel universe is still ongoing. Like they haven't said like, oh, it's all over now. Like it's opened up, and it's not closing, so to speak, anytime soon.
I feel like, yeah, if they do 3 acts, like the first act was Spider-Man, this is the second act, and maybe there's another act with the multiverse.
The first saga, the first Marvel saga was the Infinity Saga. You could call this the Multiverse Saga, which goes on for
I like that.
multiple phases,
I like that.
I mean, Kevin Feige's like that, I feel like.
He's a fucking genius, man.
He's really good at this stuff. Like, he has way more hits than he does it.
Do you know they actually have like retreats where they go to a nice fucking place and have fucking hot chocolate or something, and like
And we did that.
sit
We
down
went
as
to Star Trek Chicago
as human beings and just talk about like, what do we do next? What it's just it's a casual way to like plan out, so where people aren't like afraid to just fucking throw everything out there, because the comics, there's so much in the comics still that you could take from. So
right. No, I thought this movie was good, but I didn't like it as much as PJ did, or as much as Braxton did. But I will say that it was pretty solid, and it was massively entertaining. It really, really was.
definitely better than the first Doctor Strange.
No, but you know what? I actually prefer. You guys are gonna kill me. I actually prefer the first Doctor Strange over this one just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Matt Nicholson was really good in that, though.
Yeah,
I have another prediction. Ruben's gonna like the action set pieces, I think, in this movie, unless I totally have him wrong. That's the other thing about Sam Raimi is every action set piece was so clear. There wasn't the quote unquote what you like to call the destruction porn necessarily. But it was done in a way where it was like, for example, the musical note fight was beautiful.
Yeah,
like
there's,
you know what I'm talking about? Like there was this like, you know what I'm talking about? Like it was just, and then you heard the symphony, and like it was like, there is a lot going on. It's a dynamic scene.
That was ballsy, by the way.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That could have been another Tobey Maguire walking down the street dancing and doing the finger guns thing. That could have gone south very fast.
But that has aged well, because a lot of people love that shit now.
I know. They like to laugh at it, yeah.
but that's what I mean. It's taken in I guess in a way like that. But
do you think the success of this film, which it's gonna be massive,
I
like
feel
it's
like
already
it will
breaking
be,
records or whatever the fuck,
sweet.
and give him a goddamn Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire.
I think it's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
People would just throw up money. They would just here, take it.
You know what?
Because we now live in a world where it's actually socially acceptable to say, okay, here's a Tobey Maguire movie. Here's fucking Tom Holland again a couple of years later. Here's Andrew Garfield.
Batman
is not, you will never
Batman,
see. Andrew Garfield will never be back. He's actually semi-retiring from acting, but he'll be away for a while. Like he won't be back in acting till his like 40s or 50s or something.
Wow.
He's like I've done enough. He's like who's another actor that retired recently?
Bruce
was like,
Willis,
I'm
but
done.
not by choice.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. That's medical reasons.
Medical reasons. Jack Nicholson retired.
Oh, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey said he
Yeah,
was retiring. Yeah.
Um,
He's like, I've done enough.
yeah.
I
but-
couldn't believe the first time. By the way, I don't know what trailers you guys got, but I got Avatar.
Oh, I did.
Seeing that in 3D was pretty
I
cool. I gotta say, yeah.
I was really impressed, and I think it was PJ who said it on my birthday stream. Those water scenes are gonna put Aquaman's
Yeah,
water
you did
scenes
say that. I forgot about
to
that.
shame, and I love them.
It's so
much.
clear, and the lighting is perfect. And
Yeah,
like,
it's great.
It's
Riven's
CG. It's
face, I don't know.
CG that you can you know it's not real. You're looking at like everything you're seeing in that trailer. None of it is
He's
real. Like,
Braxton, did
but
you get
it's
the
so crisp
Avatar?
and clear and beautiful looking. It's really good.
That's true.
I haven't seen the first Avatar.
No, but did you get the Avatar trailer in front of your movie? Were you? did
Oh
you make-
no, we didn't get the Avatar trailer in
Oh,
front of
okay.
our movie.
What?
No.
Oh wow.
Mm-mm.
This is cool. It's like it reminds me when we were kids. It's like, what trailer did you get in front of your movie?
Most showings had that Avatar trailer.
Yeah.
It was
Most
specifically gonna, like they said it was gonna show, but it might depend on like if the screening. I don't know.
Dude, like
Cerulean
I
Blue,
got
if you're still there, have we convinced you to go see Doctor Strange? I'm curious because CB said, I'm not caught up on Marvel Universe, but I'm here specifically to be spoiled. I want to know if I should get caught up or not. So, that's
did you
like-
have to invest so much time in order to get caught up? You know, like if you have to get caught up, you know, you might not see this movie for a month. You know, I think you should just go,
just see
or
it.
maybe watch a couple episodes of WandaVision and just go.
Most of the Marvel movies, I don't know if this is like this is just a statement that I'm making from just like a gut feeling, because I think I've seen every single thing, at least that Kevin Feige has put out since, you know, the I guess the first Avenger. Is that the first one? No, what was it?
No, Iron Man.
Iron Man. Sorry. So yeah, I've seen every single thing since Iron Man, including the shows.
It's been 15 years now.
And
no,
if
14.
Yeah, I haven't seen that show with Coulson. What's it called? Agents of Shield. I didn't watch that. But what I will say is that they do a pretty good job of just skirting the line of like where you can still enjoy almost all of these movies without having seen any of the other movies. But if you do watch them, even out of order, they all start to kind of make sense in new ways. Like you start thinking about them. So even if you didn't watch like WandaVision, like my sister hasn't seen What If, but she was really curious. She was and it was cool because everyone's gonna have a different reaction. So that was her first time seeing Captain Carter, and she went through the moon. She was like, Captain Carter, like because she knew who Captain Carter was, but she didn't know about it from What If. Like she just knew about it from like, you know, comics or whatever, you know, whatever, like wherever she knew about it from, she was just like crazy about it. So now she's like, oh, now I have to watch What If. She didn't need to watch it to still enjoy. So there's like things that I feel like they just do such a good job with these movies. I don't know. I'm so impressed. I know I sound like I'm just like, but I'm really impressed. They interweave them so nicely. Just like the Star Trek universe is doing.
Thinking about Captain Carter, dude, like the Scarlet Witch was so powered up when she met those
yeah.
people, dude. Because I mean, you know, Captain Marvel is super powerful, and she's able to like withstand Captain Marvel's you know, like whatever energy blast is.
She was, yeah.
You know, that she is able to catch that shield, dude, and throw it back, dude, with so much force to cut that woman in half, dude. Like, dude, Wanda was
But like, yeah, all of those characters,
dude.
all of those characters are so powerful, and just to see how she dispatches them, to use that phrase, it's just like it's so fun. It's weirdly fun. I just want to say also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you remember Infinity War when Scarlet Witch shows up to the battle a bit late, and the girls are like, "Where were you earlier?" Because she just comes in and goes, whoosh, and just dispatches with a bunch of enemies like right away.
Yeah,
right?
and she can even withstand Thanos. You know, like she is a very powerful. That's the other thing. She's a Nexus being. Did you guys get the impression that the Wanda? Oh, what I was gonna say earlier is the scene where Wanda possesses her other self is also awesome. Like the way they did the Dutch tilts and like the sound design and the P's and the slow mo. Like I felt like I was being put. Like I felt
And the
like I
intercut-
understood.
the
Yeah, like
matching of shots
and
between
later
the-
on. Yeah,
yeah.
that too. Like I really felt like that was like such. I felt like I was being possessed. Like it took me in. It was very trippy for lack of a better word, you know, like the way she was just like foggy, and then that moment where she sees the reflection and it catches, and then you know, oh, that's it, that's all Wanda needed was like that one moment, you know, and she catches her. I got the impression that Wanda hadn't developed her powers yet, but because of the takeover, she then all of a sudden awakens her power. That's the event that awakens her powers in that universe, because she didn't have the same traumatic life that she had in our universe, you know what I mean? And then after that, she found these powers, and she became like a version of, you know, like of Scarlet Witch and that.
It
as
seemed
well.
to me that was unclear. Like the good Wanda with her kids in that universe, was she aware until she was possessed, or like did she just not like use them? But at the end, doesn't she fight evil Wanda with her powers? So
She tries
she
to.
doesn't.
she tries to.
She
but
starts powering up, but then Wanda just like flings her.
Oh yeah, she's too
Oh,
powerful.
yeah,
And
that's true.
that was, I mean, that scene just got me because you guys already talked about this earlier, but just my 2 cents on it. It was like note perfect in terms of like, I knew it was coming in a sense. Like I knew that there was going to be, I was figuring out as I was watching the movie that the only way to stop Wanda is to, I thought she was like either going to accidentally kill the kids or, you know, something like something tragic. But what it ended up being was like really, I think, spot on and perfect.
Her just
and,
realizing that her plan was futile. Like
yeah.
it would never have brought her happiness to kill their mother and then take her place. It just was never going to work. The way she is as the Scarlet Witch,
And like a being that powerful, and like, sorry to quote this reference, but like the guy Kevin Uxbridge, I always think of him. Like no one else can judge her except herself. So like she does the right thing and she sacrifices herself. But what's cool is you have this. She's a Nexus being, so she's the same in any universe. So that means that the Wanda that awoke in the other universe, we could see her again. Maybe that could be the universe that's going to have refugees. So that version of Wanda with the kids could migrate over to our universe, and you can reset the Wanda character without even a redemption arc, because that Wanda hasn't done anything terrible yet. So she could go back to being a superhero. So there's all kinds of like real cool possibilities. You know, they could put her on the lunchbox, so to say.
No, but I do think that we're gonna see Elizabeth Olsen again.
100%.
In the
with the
Marvel
kids,
universe.
it'll be happy
Also-
for the fans. You know.
Also, I do think that this is the best performance that that Olsen has given. I think this is the best performance
great.
that Elizabeth Olsen has given in the role of Wanda Maximoff, because her performance in this film is fantastic from start to finish.
You know, people criticized her because when she shows up at the beginning in Age of Ultron, she has
This accent.
she has an accent, and you know, in the continuity of the MCU, she slowly loses the accent, but she never actually loses it completely. So people are like, "Oh well, she just lost the accent." I'm thinking more like maybe she's been around long enough that you know you do tend to sound more like the people around. Like you're in a country long enough, that accent will fade, and you actually do hear the accent in WandaVision and in this movie, but it's subtle as hell. Like, but she's keeping it there, but it's not like pronounced. Like if you weren't really paying attention, she just sounds like an American. But
So Wanda is Russian.
Yeah, you can hear a tiny bit of the Russian accent.
Well, she's technically Sokovian, but yeah.
But she's Russian. She's Russian.
So
Sokovian.
She's from like the Soviet.
She's
bloc
from rather
country.
Russia.
She's from a made-up country called Sokovia.
Yeah, she's Russian, but it's Russia. We know what it is. Come on.
I am from Sokovia. I sound like a Russian.
Yeah, it's Russia. Come on.
CB
mean,
says I'll
Sokovia
watch it,
Burger
but
ate you.
it's a process to watch all of WandaVision. I think you're still gonna enjoy this movie. I don't think it's gonna matter, to be honest. Like, I think
You can watch it after the movie.
Yeah.
It might get you interested more in like
I
Wanda's
feel like-
story. So
I feel like there's a couple of lines that connect this to Endgame, which if you never saw WandaVision, there's still justification enough to have her be like crazy from losing vision. And she even talks about, she directly says all these things like how I pulled his brain out or whatever.
well,
she said. Yeah.
she blasted a hole in his head basically.
In his head, yeah, exactly, and all that stuff. So I see. I don't think like, I mean, it'll be, again, there's another layer when you've seen WandaVision, but I think they did a good job. I can't say because I've seen them all, so I'd be curious. My mom hasn't seen WandaVision. She didn't seem to have any questions or problems about Wanda's motivation. She just saw her as the villain, you know what I mean, like in the movie, and so it still was a good story for her.
Did she find it compelling that Wanda would do anything to reach her children,
Yeah, there
even
were.
if it meant hurting
We
them?
asked her. That's funny you should say. We asked her about that. And she goes. Her answer was, "Mothers will do anything to protect their children," and she's right. You know, like she's right. Like mothers and fathers, I think it's both. But you know, there's this thing like mothers. You know, like they're very gentle, they're nurturing. But if you go near their children, they're just gonna, they don't have a problem slicing your throat, you know, like it's not gonna be a thing. And so I think that's what gives realism to her insanity, because if you take that instinct and take it to a level of mania and craziness and just like obsession to the ultimate level, you get the Scarlet Witch. She's like the ultimate like evil mother type of character, you know, like it's great.
You know, I loved that scene when Doctor Strange was like, "Oh, Wanda, like you made these kids like out of pure magic," and she was like, "Oh, don't all mothers do that?"
That's
I was like,
right. That
"Oh,
is
wow."
great. That's right. She had such great comebacks too, right? Like everything Doctor Strange said, like she had the best comebacks in this movie.
He's like,
Uh,
"Wanda, your kids are real." She's like, "I dreamed about them. Like they're alive in like every multiverse." And then she like brought out the dark hold and like showed him the kids. She's like, "You know, like these are fucking real, dude, and I'm gonna have them."
Braxton loves acts of magic, and he loves it when they're like beautiful, especially like in our favorite show, right, Braxton? That's the thing. The feats of magic in this were very amazing too. Like, you know, and I think they did a really good. Again, this just Sam. I think that's Sam Raimi, like bringing a subtlety and like a he. I think he brought something very special to magic in the MCU that we haven't seen before. Because I do notice that like even Doctor Strange's choreography was way better than in the previous times we see. He seems to always just do these things, right? But here he did like more, like there was more stuff. He would like do acrobatics. Like I don't know. It's just like I feel like there's a lot of like a lot more. Like it leveled the whole thing leveled up to a new level for me. Yeah.
You know, I think that I've
Benedict Wong was
enjoyed.
good too.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him. He was so great as the Sorcerer Supreme. And that's the other thing is like the movie managed to retain that humor that the first one's, that like kind of edgy, sort of like sarcastic humor that the first one has, and like they brought it in this movie as well. And there's so many great like little
It's like
moments.
it's like when they bow to him, he goes to Strange. See, it's a custom that
Yeah.
you should bow to me.
And then how special is it at the end? He actually, and he does like an awesome
actually
fucking
does.
bow. Like he just like does like the best bow, you know, like so. Yeah, very well constructed film.
You know, dude, like I think that I enjoyed some the of the of the magic making in some of the previous Doctor Strange appearances. Like I love it, like when he like puts his hands out, dude, and he's like making the death, and then he like does like hurls them at people. I feel like he did like left hand gymnastics than in previous um uh um times that I've seen him. Or at least I didn't, you know, like it stuck out to me in previous times that he's like really like that he's like swirling his hands and he's like actually like making these objects and then he's like doing things with them.
There is a
Um
period in the film where he can't use his powers because of the cuff things, and he has a good fight with
Mordo.
Mordo, and it's like it's these two guys who can't use magic at this time, so they literally just have to use like their fighting skills, and they're pretty fucking like specialized fighters, dude. I did not expect that. I think it would have been more realistic to make it like a more clunky fight, because these guys are like, I guess suppose if you're Doctor Strange, you would train to be like a good fighter as well. Because
Oh, and
maybe
he had
there would
the
be
time.
times where you wouldn't have your powers. So
Yeah, they seem to do both martial arts and magic at Kamertage, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like even Tai Chi, which looks like it's not like is a form of martial arts, and if you're a Tai Chi master, supposedly you can actually like fight. So like you use Tai Chi against any other form of martial arts type of thing. So I see it. Yeah, I see them as trained, but yeah, I liked also. We haven't talked about her yet, but his
Rachel
what's her
McAdams,
yeah, but what's her
She's
character's
really
name?
good.
Christine.
Christine, thank
Christine.
you. That was awesome. Like the whole arc of Christine coming to and him finding what he needed from another version of her. Like his Christine's happily married, and it was just very interesting. Like I loved all that, and she's I mean I've loved her since The Notebook, so she's like I love her. She's like a great actress, but
The Earth 838, it's called, that she's on, and the
yeah.
Illuminati. I like how they showed this is the reality that takes the multiverse very seriously, because they've dealt with it before, and now the MCU is going to have to try to take that stance, because she has that scene where she's talking to Strange, who's in a cage, and she's like, "Listen, it doesn't matter who I was to you anywhere else. That it's all about like saving the like realities, basically. Like we're doing a very serious job here, and we take it seriously, and every other pretty much like anybody else who is aware of the multiverse should also take it seriously, because it's such a grand idea, that something that not only could destroy a universe but multiple universes and have such like big implications
There was also
a
some
next
really
logical step for the MCU, in terms of like the Infinity War was this huge deal, and now we're dealing with like an even bigger thing. So
there was also some really clever commentary, like how she said like most of the universes I've been to, food is free. For some reason, yours is the only
yeah,
one that charges for it. And then I thought it was funny. Also, I kind of want to try pizza balls.
pizza balls, yeah.
That looks amazing. Like bread in the middle, pizza on the outside. It's like why not? Like,
That looked
I could see the reverse of that, like a ball calzone type of thing, where it's all on the inside, because the outside with the cheese and the stuff, that would be so messy to eat.
It would just
be.
drip off,
It
dude.
would
Yeah.
try.
It'd be
but-
greasy, dude.
Yeah, it would be hella greasy, but it looked good. It looked good in the movie. I wanted to have a pizza ball. I was like, yes, please. Also, free food, yes, please. Like, could you imagine just walking to a
Free food
restaurant?
is always good, right? It's
It's
always
true.
a plus.
Flowers on every building.
Oh yeah, that was trees growing around. It was a gorgeous. That version of New York that was the other cool thing. is,
Everybody's wearing gray and black for some reason.
like, yeah. Oh, traffic lights. Red is go. Green is. They just did. I just like. I loved it.
That
It's
tied into a
delightful
good
film.
line later on about like where Doctor Strange is like, "Red go." Like he says that he references that later.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'll be right back again, guys. I have a cold, so I have to go blow my nose. That's why I'll be right back.
Oh no.
So, are we all good with Doctor Strange, or do you guys have anything more that you want to say about this really solid film?
No, I don't. I'm just looking forward to the Scarlet Witch's next appearance. I'm looking forward more to seeing her kids like aged up with some powers. Like when I got home, I was looking at a video of young Wiccan from WandaVision using his powers. Like that little one, like he's got like some clairvoyance, like he was like seeing things that were gonna happen. He's got telepathy. He was like hearing like people's thoughts. He when there was a shootout, he could like slowed time, and then he like stopped a bullet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like
Yeah.
Wiccan's gonna be like super duper powerful, dude. I can't wait until he's introduced more into the MCU.
That's cool. PJ, what about you? You have any more closing comments on Doctor Strange 2?
It was strange and it was madness. It was
It was
strange
strange.
madness.
It
It was
was
Doctor
strange and it
Strange
was.
in the multiverse of madness.
PJ, what was
Well,
your favorite scene?
that's a good question.
The confrontation between Scarlet Witch and the kids. That was like the emotional climax of the film,
Yeah.
where I was like, yes, this is like the meat of the story right here. Everything's on the table. It's the big confrontation. There were the first half of the movie wasn't nearly as entertaining as the second half. Like that tentacle monster, all the creature stuff, which doesn't look 100%. The effects get better throughout the film, but when you get to the Illuminati and her going like full Carrie with like the
Yeah,
blood
that's
on her
pretty
face and just
Oh man.
just dispatching with everybody, it's pretty much breakneck speed from then on, and like doesn't stop until the very end. And it does have slow moments. It has, but I think you need those moments in the film. They're totally appropriate. It's like people talk about pacing. Pacing doesn't necessarily have to mean it moves at a steady pace throughout and constantly has to. The scene can only be so many minutes. Like it's not adhering to somebody with ADHD or something like that, right?
Right.
Sometimes you need to stop and have these quieter, more contemplative moments, like the scene between Earth 838, Christine, and Doctor Strange in the cage, and stuff like that, and moments of just talking and
That's a
explanation.
really nice scene.
Because when the action does happen, it's ramped up and it goes on for a good bit, and the movie's not boring, and it knows when to quit. Like it knows it's really a little bit under 2 hours if you don't stay around for the very, very end.
Right.
And it's like, wow, it's a good brisk 2 hours.
Yeah.
Of fun.
I want to ask the panel just a really short question because I do know that on Starfleet Boy Actual on Sunday we're gonna go deep on this subject. But I just want to ask you guys for your surface level reactions about a little show called Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. And before anybody jumps in,
Never heard of
I
it.
want to get one person's reaction in particular, and that's the guy down here in the corner playing video games. So I don't know if you can hear me. You can probably hear me, but yeah, you.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
Ruben.
No,
Oh,
you
not
can't
yet? Okay,
do that
all right,
yet.
I won't
I
do it.
haven't.
All right.
No,
All right,
wait.
that's
I haven't
fine.
talked about my final thoughts. Wait, you guys have to keep talking about it. Wait.
All right. Well, God has spoken. I can't talk about
You
it.
can
God
see
damn
all
it,
my
I was this
thoughts
close.
on the fantastic YouTube channel Boat Wreck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
All my thoughts are there.
Okay.
Ruben
okay,
has
yeah.
been on my and Braxton have been on my last three. I've been on the last 3 weeks
Awesome, you guys.
discussing Picard and Strange New Worlds.
Well, I feel sorry for you guys discussing Picard, but
Oh, I'm
Strange
gonna
New
miss
Worlds.
Picard. Where am I gonna get my nonsense next? Maybe I'll read like Alice in Wonderland.
Also,
that makes too
something
much
that I
sense.
thought was interesting um, about Doctor Strange 2 was, Wanda's like black fingers. Like I feel like I didn't see Doctor Strange have black fingers after he had like been exposed to the Darkhold.
He did
But
have
like,
them.
Did
oh,
he?
he did.
The very badly exposed version of Doctor Strange had them. Like
Okay.
the only thing our Doctor Strange has now is that third eye.
The
So
third eye thing.
I don't think I don't think he held the Darkhold long enough to get the fingers even. But the other one, the one we saw, he was like gray. Like he was so imbued with the Darkhold magic. But Marcel, my final thoughts on WandaVision
Sorry, Captain.
before you move on.
Okay, your thoughts are?
Actually, PJ said something that inspired me when he referenced Carrie. Movies like Falling Down and stuff like that. There's like a satisfaction of like the last straw that breaks a person to just lose their shit. And that's the that's the journey that Wanda has gone through, becoming the Scarlet Witch, like this version that we've seen of her, like this ultimate villain. And I love it. I think there's something about it, like when you watch movies like that, there's something about it that's like you can kind of let go of a lot of anger about shitty things that are just happening in your life, because you can vicariously live through these characters. So I think that was like one of that like kind of nailed the tone of this movie about like Wanda and why it's like I know it's like awful what she's doing, but why it's so satisfying in a weird way. It's like Wanda deserved everything. Like Wanda deserved that anger. Like she's been through like the worst things you could imagine. She's lost her family in the most she's gained and lost a family in the most horrifying ways. And people just use her because she's like a powerful witch. Like even Doctor Strange is like not really considerate of what she's been through. No one could really understand her, and it just broke. She broke. She was a broken person, and I loved it. And I love that there's a possibility now. She connected with a version of herself and found redemption and forgiveness. It's very interesting that this is going on so much in fiction today. Like I feel like, you know, whether these shows are doing it well or not, like Picard kind of did that with Q. Like there's just love and there's like all these really good themes. And I just think that, I think that this is the best version of it I've seen in Marvel. I just loved it. I thought this was like one of the best. I think they, just like how Thor became like, you know, Thor was already awesome, but it became better when Taika Waititi, you know, for me at least, came into the picture. To me, Sam Raimi coming into Doctor Strange is like the best thing that happened to Doctor Strange. So yeah, that's my final thoughts.
Piss off, Ghost. Sorry, I had to do that.
Oh, you know that reminds me, dude. So like you guys saw Avatar before this movie. We saw Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, we saw that
before.
too.
Oh yeah, we did. We saw that too. Yeah.
I love that scene where where he's looking at Peter like he's like look into the eyes of the person you love,
and he just goes,
and Thor's just like,
and he's like,
Peter's trying to look at his crew, and then he's like looking at Peter.
We also saw the trailer for Jurassic Park Dominion.
I didn't see that in my screening.
I did. Actually,
what was the other trailer we got?
I just recently picked up my tickets for Jurassic Park Dominion recently.
Nice. All right. Well, I came early to stop you from changing subjects, but Marcelo, go ahead and have your Strange New Worlds time. Go.
Okay. So, I just want to ask the panel in general subjects because we are going to talk about this on Sunday on Starfleet Boy Actual. We're going to have a deep dive discussion about the first episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So,
which, by the way, go check out PJ's deep dive that he already did. Like they did a discussion yesterday,
and I did one too.
And also one today from Marcelo that he did. Oh, and while we're at it, go check out Tex Trek's deep dive as well. So actually, let me invite Tex Trek if he's still up because we stopped talking about Doctor Strange because he hasn't seen it.
Oh, okay, so that's why I wasn't here. Okay.
Yeah, of course not. He doesn't like. We wouldn't be able to talk if Father was here. Right. We'd be like all. He'd be like, "Oh, y'all, I'm gonna leave. This is making me uncomfortable. I don't want spoilers." So
yeah, we'd be muzzled.
Yeah, we'd be muzzled. So let me go invite him. But go ahead and keep going, Marcelo.
Yeah. So I just want to ask the panel, what were your surface level thoughts on the first episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds? And first, I want to start out with Ruben here on the bottom. Yeah.
All my thoughts are available on the YouTube channel Goldwreck.
It's like I refuse to repeat what I said.
All right, come on.
Well, listen, I'm not a misogynist, and let me explain why.
Oh my God.
Let's not bring that up.
Please don't bring my channel into controversy, Ruben. Just leave that alone. Thank you.
So about Ukraine and Russia, what I think.
What the hell?
You just got demonetized. I'm sorry, sir. I'll send you some money. Stranger Worlds was all right. I liked it for the most part. Okay. What didn't I mean, no, I liked it. I liked most of the characters. The characters I immediately connected with almost every character on that show.
Okay.
1,000 times more than any character on Discovery in the two seasons I watched. I mean, I do have issues with it that I'm worried about moving forward, but I'm not going to really think about it. I'm just going to watch whatever comes. I enjoyed it. It's by far my favorite Star Trek live action series in the 21st century. Since 2009. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it for the most part. I have my reservations. It was a little bit kind of boring in parts. I don't like that, another character has a tragic backstory.
Oh, you with the tragic backstories,
Here we
man.
go.
You don't
Me
like
with the tragic backstory. How about we have some writers who know how to write more than one thing? Jesus Christ, guys, there's 36 dramatic situations. Use any other 35 of them.
You know what? Look, the dramatic backstories in new Star Trek don't bother me, but as a fellow writer, you do have a point.
If every character has a dramatic backstory, then it's not that dramatic anymore. Like, you're just trivializing trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's gonna be a character. There's gonna be a Starfleet character who's gonna be like, you know what? I've had a pretty normal and uneventful life, and nothing really that bad has happened to me yet. And the captain's like, "Get off my bridge!
Get the fuck off this ship! Fucking humorous.
If you were any other man, I would kill you where you stand."
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show. It's again why you couldn't do this 5 years ago from the start.
I don't know.
I don't understand.
I really think that this is the show that really should have started out the series. That really should have started out the new era of Trek 5 years ago. I think I'm with you, Ruben, on that one.
Well, this feels like a sincere reboot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, okay, we're gonna try to modern, like J.J. Abrams' 2009 movie. It was like, we're gonna take what came before and we're gonna modernize it.
Yeah.
And then we can move forward with cooler things. Now, that's the part that I think is not going to happen because I know the people in charge. But, I know who's in charge of this show. But, those are the worries I have because, like, if this was, your first episode, your pilot is supposed to be a mind-blowing episode.
It wasn't.
And this one was, like, okay.
It was okay. It was all right.
It's good enough.
It's good enough, right. But, like, if this is what you got to open with, like, I'm a little bit worried.
No, I know, but I do look.
But like I said, I don't want to think about the worries. I'm just enjoying it.
I do think. Look. I do think that as the season goes along, I do think that Akiva and Henry Alonso Myers, I do think that they are more competent than those writers over there on Picard.
Hot take.
Hot take. I'm fired.
Hey,
I'm
you
fired
know
from
what?
Starfleet.
The Picard season 2's decline in quality could probably be attributed more to Akiva than.
Right.
I mean, that's a top-down problem. That is true. Like, a lot of those scripts being approved in the way the story went, like somebody at the top should have said, "Come on, we gotta rethink this or rework it somehow."
Right, but
Akiva's told a story a couple of times that I never have believed, and I don't know why he keeps telling it, but I'll give him a pass. He says that when they first started with Star Trek again, I thought they were going to do a Pike show, and I only found out that when I got to the set it was about this and that. I'm like, really? You didn't know until you got to the set what it was about? Like, I think that story's just it's embellished something. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't seem right.
You fucking get hired for this project. They bring you into a meeting, and in that meeting, they're going to tell you this is what we want.
And I think that narrative
it's not a Pike show. Okay,
but I do think like the germ of the Pike show was there very early on. It might not have been as early as he claims, but I mean. Yes, I'm sure somebody would have thought, like, yes, I want the brand new 2017 Star Trek show to be about the Enterprise. I'm sure somebody would have made that assumption, but really, when you got to the set, you didn't realize.
If it were me, the 2017 show would be Strange New Worlds, not set on the Enterprise, with Ensign Mount as some other captain, and it would be set after TNG.
Oh, wow, okay.
And move forward. Move Star Trek forward, for the love of fucking Christ. I learned from what TNG did. TNG was rebooting a beloved franchise too, and they could have done it cheaply, or they could have said, "We're gonna do our show," and they made their show, and they moved forward. They advanced everything we had seen.
I'm willing to accept one more prequel, and that's it. 25th century from now on, one more.
Like, Jesus
and I don't think
Christ.
it'll ever happen. But if they could ever do a continuation of Enterprise, even as a mini series.
Oh, that would be great.
Just a one little last hurrah for fucking Archer and the guys. You know, Trip won't be there obviously, but
to go fucking what's his face a bone. What's his the hell's the actor's name? The Archer.
Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula. I couldn't remember his name.
He's probably too busy on his CBS crime shows, whatever he's doing.
Yeah, no, but he just got.
He does like one of those like Criminal Minds or something.
He just got cast in another CBS show recently.
Quantum Leap.
No,
Two.
not the reboot of Quantum Leap.
Here
but
we go
another-
again. Oh boy.
Yeah, another. By the way, Quantum Leap. There's no joke. The original Quantum Leap is really great.
Do you remember when he transported himself into the body of somebody with Down syndrome? Looks in the mirror. It's actually a meme on you, like it's a clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh my God, I'm R-word."
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
They used to like even like Siskel and Ebert, like Roger Ebert would often use that word when he would like if a character was mentally disabled, he would say that word.
Yeah.
Because back then, like it wasn't offensive, but it was. I had a mentally disabled aunt, so I learned very early never to say that word. And I used to see it on television used kind of indiscriminately, and I was like,
yeah.
is it a bad word or not? I didn't understand when I was younger, right?
I mean, as a fellow disabled person, I really never. I mean, a little history about me. When I was born, my family has told me the story. When I was born, the doctor who delivered me saw that I was disabled and saw that I had these issues, and she basically sat down my father and my biological mother, and said, "Your son has 100% chance of being retarded. So just throw him away with the bathwater now because his life is going to be nothing. He's going to be able to do nothing." So
and you proved
one of my just a little
What'd
side
you
here.
say, Ruben?
I said, and you proved it.
Yeah. I proved it. See, I'm a fuck up. See, guys, I don't do anything. I'm just a fuck
Shut
up. I don't even know why I'm here right now. No, but so in summation, I don't find that word offensive, but I don't hold it against anybody who finds that word offensive for whatever reason.
YouTubers use it. Like certain YouTubers will like they'll say it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd be the type to use it. But okay, I guess you do. Some
The
Star
problem
Trek
is that
reviews.
it is technically like depending on I don't know. I believe in things like context also, but like
Right.
for some things it actually is a technical word. Like it actually.
Yeah.
Well, flame retardant and stuff. But the problem with the problem with
flame
the
retardant, just like the axle bent because the axle's retarded because of the heat.
right.
Bent
No,
it,
you're absolutely
like
correct.
that,
But the problem with the problem is that was a technical term for any human or anything that anyone who had a was underperforming according to what we think the standard
the
of
standards,
performance
Right,
is.
right.
So but then it became the reason I think the word is so hot or triggers so many people, or why Marcel, I heard a little bit of what you were saying, Marcel, by the way. Thank you for being so like open and
Yeah,
just like stuff like that. But
I've really hit it on the past couple of weeks. I mean, with the story that I told last Sunday about what I went through as a younger man, and now I've really given you viewers some great stuff.
well, I mean, we appreciate it. You don't have to, but
No,
if
it's
that's how
fine.
you want to
No,
express
it's
yourself,
fine.
you're welcome
It's
to.
fine.
You always
No
do it in a very
He's doing it for the clicks.
no, I'm not.
He's doing it all for the fucking clicks.
Marcelo,
not.
believe me, there's
Shameless
no clicks
motherfucker.
on Starfleet Boy After Dark.
Shameless
We only have 3 people watching right now, and that might be people who are in this stream. So don't worry, no one's. I don't even know. Like people stopped commenting. I don't know what you guys said when I was away, but people stopped commenting. So I don't. You scared away the audience a long time ago. But
we're just awful. We scared away everything.
But I think it's just that like it became a term that bullies used a lot when I was growing up, and it just became like something that like was used as a derogatory and to subjugate people. CB says I'm here, and I love me some Marcelo. Yay! All right, so there's still someone watching this. This infernal stream, this mad multiverse that we've gone into here.
Yeah, but I just want to just real quick. I want to ask Braxton what he thought of Strange New Worlds because he hasn't chimed in yet.
I hope you'll ask me at some point. No, I'm just kidding.
I will. I'll get to you in a minute.
2 thumbs up from me, dude. I thought The Strange New Worlds was really good. Like the thing that I appreciated most about the show is that the sets were very light. Like the interior of the ship was like mostly white, and
Hmm.
I feel like that gave me a different feel. Like
Right.
like the ships in Picard and Discovery, like everything is like very like gray or
Dark.
blue, and and so there's like a certain tone of the show that fits it, because like those shows are kind of like dark and like stuff is happening, but like Strange New Worlds feels like very optimistic, and it even is shown physically because the sets are so light. You know, I thought that all the characters who were shown on screen, I connected with them. Like Ruben was saying, like I thought that Uhura was like really cute. Like I like how funky she was. She was like, ooh, cool. You
Which
know,
who was Spunky?
Uhura.
Uhura.
Oh,
hmm
yeah, she was pretty cool.
I liked the Noonien Sung woman. It's going to be interesting to see
Alon, yeah.
her. It's going to be interesting to see number one. I enjoyed her. Um, yeah, dude. I enjoyed Pike, dude. I think that like yeah, this is awesome. Oh, one thing I was thinking about as it relates to Doctor Strange too, and Anson Mount, like when Scarlet Witch killed him and he like hit the floor, like his head like jiggled like jelly, like it was like everything in there was just
She,
like mush and destroyed,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, because he actually, because I thought that she had gone in there and she had like broken his skull or something, but he actually killed himself because when she closed his mouth, I think he screamed inward, and his scream sort of blew up his own brain.
What are we talking about?
Doctor Strange too for
Oh, I didn't
Wow.
know. I
I was
had
like,
no idea
wow,
the
I missed
conversation
this
veered
whole
off.
section of
I was
Strange
like,
New
that didn't
Worlds.
happen in Strange New Worlds.
I was like, did I watch the right show?
no, but
Are your heads blowing up? Like, what the fuck?
yeah, no, but PJ, what are your, you know, quick thoughts about? I mean, I should know them because I should have
Oh
watched your
man.
stream already.
What
But
a jerk.
Wow.
yeah, I'm a jerk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect, guys. I try. I
What
try.
I was messaging someone in the text message audience, but what were they were saying they were here, but what were you, never mind. I don't want to know.
What are we talking about?
You can we're talking about Strange New Worlds,
Yes,
Marcelo.
we're talking about Strange New Worlds.
You brought it up.
But Braxton brought us back to Doctor Strange too. That's why I said a little anecdote about
Gotcha. About
Ensign
the
Mount's
black
head
hole.
going
Okay, gotcha.
kablooey.
But wait,
Um,
okay, I get it now. Okay, I see.
Yeah. But PJ, did you like thumbs up, thumbs down? This way. What do you think?
What's the deal with all those women on that bridge? No, I'm joking.
What's the deal?
Actually, it was surprising that like every character you meet is just instantly likable. I didn't know what I would think about the La'an Noonien Singh
La'an,
because
yeah.
I'm like done with eugenics con. Fucking,
I mean,
they're
yeah,
milking that tit until it's dry and they can no longer do
yeah,
anything with it.
like I really wish her last name was something completely
She
different.
could have been a completely different character. And
Garcia,
it could have been the
like-
same. It could have been fine.
Smith.
But she's nice. She has a vulnerability and like a mystery about her. And Pike is like like the sensitive role model we need in these times because. No, he is. He's like he's a sensitive. He's always like about taking suggestion. Like he's not
Well,
prickly.
yeah.
He's very approachable. You know what I mean? Like he's not intimidating.
They're like actual adults on this show.
Yeah, he gets along with his crew. Even like Lanan Noonien Singh is like, are you ordering me, Captain, to take this like sedative? Like, what's the deal, bro? And he's like, hey, I'm cool. I'm cool.
You can take.
You
it
do
if
whatever you
want.
want. He doesn't say it. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Doesn't he say something like it's your choice, sister, or something like that?
There's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot of her, like as there probably might be in like later episodes. But like what we see of her is cool. There is another Helms person that was not introduced.
Ortega, yeah.
No,
the one
Ortega's
next door. Yeah, the one next door.
No,
yeah.
I was so
the
happy they didn't
navigator.
introduce that character because I was like, oh, good. That's going to
Who is
make
that
all the
character?
people who are like, oh, no one gets introduced in Discovery get mad. I was glad. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
but
Carry on.
Hemner we don't see until the end, so he's
Hemmer,
not really
yeah,
a part
Hemmer.
of the first episode.
Oh, her has that
Uh,
great. It's short but sweet. That moment she has, even though I didn't like the cartoony chase scene through the Enterprise, but
I like
Chapel.
I
Nurse
like the way
Chapel,
it
man.
ends. I like the way it ends.
Yeah,
Because
Nurse
I like
Chapel
her
had-
moments
Chapel.
and how she knows shit.
Nurse
Yeah.
Chapel, for the first time in
She's
Trek
awesome.
history, has a personality.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Because no disrespect to Majel Barrett, but like her character was just a female
Really
character
flat.
that reacted to things much like a lot of female characters were. They were just like they would recoil at things and they would pine over men, and like that's pretty much like,
That's it. Yeah.
aside from a few other things, that's all really the writers could do for them. Like I know there were strong female characters in TOS. Don't get me wrong. That was certainly a very progressive show. I'm not knocking it in any way, but the fact that Nurse Chapel is like actually has a personality and she's she likes her job, and Mbega is funny and warm and inviting. It's funny how like in one episode you can like the cast of characters more so than other live action shows that you've watched for 2 and 3 years and you barely
Yeah.
fucking know these people.
Isn't that funny? But
Yeah.
but I think that's the funny
Or you
thing.
feel like you don't know them.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think we're done with our Strange New Worlds conversation. We don't have anybody else that we need to hear from because he doesn't matter. He's not important. So yeah, I can't keep it. I can't keep it up anymore.
We'll
so-
go into it. Are you actually coming? You're coming to Strange New Worlds on Sunday.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And Braxton, are you going to come to Strange New Worlds on Sunday? Are you
Yeah,
tired
dude.
of talking about? You're not tired of talking about?
No, of
No,
course not.
dude.
No,
No,
but
dude.
I
Ruben,
think
do you
about-
want to come to the Sunday Strange New Worlds?
What
Oh
time
yeah.
is it?
It's at 2 p.m. on
2 o'clock.
Sunday.
I don't know. It's Mother's Day, so
Oh, it is Mother's Day.
Okay.
Okay.
so I'm gonna be out with Mom.
No, but guys, I was joking. I do want to hear from the captain of the ship really quickly, just his little thoughts, because I know we got the thing on Sunday. So
I'm just going to
tiny-
say that for the Sunday discussion, let's not a hard fast rule, but let's try not to compare Strange New Worlds to any other Star Trek. Just not a hard fast rule. If you have to do it for a reason, if there's a reason, you're totally welcome
Okay.
to. But I really genuinely interested in just hearing your alone thoughts about Strange New Worlds.
Okay.
Okay, so
I also
that's
want to
the
say
one thing.
a couple more things.
Yeah,
I liked Robert April being introduced, and I think he's going
Oh,
to
that
be a
was
character
cool.
that may show up. I didn't mention this on our review, but I want to see a menagerie type episode where it's like we get a whole like episode where when April was captain, when Pike was first officer, like they take the gray out of his hair, like smooth a couple of lines or something, de-age him a little bit. I wouldn't mind an episode like that, just to have a live action in the catalog of Captain April as captain in an adventure.
But I think
Also-
Admiral April is going to be awesome too. I hope
Yeah.
I hope they integrate him more, because the thing he does at the end of this episode with the he just like kind of he really goes to bat for Captain Pike and
Pike,
crew,
yeah.
because he even gets the clearance to find out what happened with Discovery, and then he finds a loophole. So he's a really cool figure in the sense of like Pike's out there doing the cowboy shit, and he's the diplomat back home. And I like having a good admiral finally in a TOS setting, because like
Yeah,
TOS
good
is always
admiral.
TOS. Admiral Cornwall was awesome also, but I think she was probably inspired. Like, it's cool to think of Cornwall, who was a really great and well-received character on Discovery, not to reference another show.
Where has the
But-
most meaningless death.
I agree. But to me, it's cool to see that she was a colleague of Robert April's, Admiral Robert April. It's neat, it's neat to see him, and I love that Enterprise is his baby just as much as anyone else. It's in fact, he's the first fucking captain of the USS Enterprise. He's gonna have the most interest in that ship than anyone else, and I like this idea of introducing this like lineage and these like relationships with the actual ship itself. And they promised that the ship would be a character in the film, and I'm already starting to feel it, and I love that, because to me the Enterprise herself is such an iconic and integral part of what the core of Star Trek means to me personally. All right, there.
It would be a missed opportunity if they didn't use his character again, and if they didn't have some kind of like two-parter flashback that connects to a current story that like are intertwined. Also, I want to say that Spock, his observation of Pike's distress and the fact that like he takes him aside and he
That's
sits
pretty
down
cool.
in his quarters and like tries to work it through, not only as an officer, like it's like as a friend, like it's in like a friendly gesture to, try to give him like some kind of pep talk, use this knowledge of your death for something other than like
one of the
distraction or grief.
One of the best things about Robert April was like how he actually came to like he was so annoyed, like he had to actually come to get Pike because Pike wasn't answering. But the other thing, what does he say about like I used something about my pull, and I have a lot of it. I love that he seems to. What I like is that they're building up the lore that whatever Robert April did when he was captain of the Enterprise was awesome. Like, people respect this man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like when Kirk became an admiral. Admiral Kirk was really respected. You know what I mean? And it was like he
stole the Enterprise.
That's Uncle Phil, man. You better respect.
Yeah, it's true. So to me that was like a really great move, PJ. We have a couple comments.
Cerulean Blue said, I think that's why Chapel ran around so much. That was our introduction to the Enterprise. We said that yesterday. Ruben was like, Ruben was concerned about the goofiness of that, and like, oh, they're gonna go like.
No, I really like that.
It is a little bit goofy, and I was like, well, it's a good excuse to see more of the Enterprise. Is what
just less of that.
Yeah, I get it.
One of the things I love about
the ship has fucking security.
One of the things I loved about Star Trek 2009 was like having a young character like Chekhov, for example, when he's running around the halls, like I can do this, like that kind of thing. And that scene with Chapel gave me the same kind of vibe. Like it was just like
that's an Abranism.
No, but I like that. That's what I'm saying.
They needed the Benny Hill music, though.
What's that?
Yeah,
they needed the Benny Hill music.
But also,
it's like, oh shit, let's fill some time. Okay, a little silly chase scene.
It was harmless fun.
Our friend PE says, I'm totally in love with Strange New Worlds. I laughed. I cried. I was so relieved to see good old-fashioned, episodic, optimistic Star Trek finally return to TV. This is a sentiment we're seeing a lot about Strange New Worlds. I think that it's interesting that, like, you guys were talking about how, like, I think Ruben was saying something about how, like, this should have happened, like, from the start
5 years
or whatever.
Ago,
yeah.
I will say that,
hope always sells, man.
That's right.
So no matter how nihilistic other TV shows are, if you bring out a TV show that's hopeful, it will sell. Always. Hope always sells. That's why Star Trek should have been optimistic from the start, and not that depressing ass Discovery where everybody's screaming and so unprofessional.
Bloody murder.
When they brought hope back to Days of Our Lives, everybody started watching again because they loved it.
That's really funny. I just want to say, from my vantage point as someone who's really enjoying this, if you want to call it, if you guys want to name these after showrunners or whatever heads, the Kurtzman era of Star Trek.
Hey, I'm enjoying the Kurtzman era. I'm sorry.
I don't know, Marcelo. You're pretty hard on the.
Oh, come on. But seriously, seriously. Just the fact that I'm hard on Alex's era, doesn't that show you that I care and that I love the guy?
Oh wait, you're a
but
hater,
I'm
dude.
talking about
Biggest
just
hater
enjoyment. No, I'm not talking about whether you care. I'm talking about just enjoyment, period.
Hope is dope.
As far as enjoyment goes, like I think me and maybe Braxton enjoy this era. You're not necessarily enjoying it. I think you do enjoy like Lower Deck. No, you're was it Prodigy you didn't like?
No, Prodigy I didn't like.
You didn't like. I mean, you were very vocal about how much you didn't like Prodigy.
I just remember hearing when Discovery was coming out, and I'm not talking about anyone here because you weren't doing the show. I wasn't on the show.
The show
I just started coming on a few years
we've
ago.
been doing it before Discovery. You can actually, Ruben, something that you a sentiment you shared tonight. Like if you're not gonna go back and listen because I know
no,
you.
I will. But you know what? I will.
But a sentiment that that you iterated tonight, where you said like stop doing prequels. That was my whole rant all the time, constantly. Like I don't know if there's anyone in the audience
That's
who
one
like.
of the biggest things
I don't know if there's
like
anyone in the audience who like listened to me from back then, but like. All I was saying was like, why can't we just go forward? Why can't we just go forward? Like, let's stop going into the past. Like, that's how I was like the whole time with Disco and stuff like that when it first came out. So I didn't have a good start with, Kurtzman era Star Trek. But when I saw season 2 of Star Trek, and ironically, it includes the introduction of Pike, like Anson Mount kind of coming into the picture. That is where I saw like something else. And just say so like going back to my point, if I may finish it, from the perspective of someone who's just generally enjoying this, I don't think we could have gotten this show without going through the journey of all these other shows. I think that we're going to get such a good show that's like a genuine both homage but also reimagining of the original mission, the 5-year mission, the spirit of the original Star Trek. This is going to be a show that like you're going to understand what Star Trek's about even if you don't watch TOS, although I would say please watch TOS because there's so much like value there. But even if you don't, I think this is going to be the version of TOS. This is going to be a TOS for a lot of people who don't know Star Trek and who are going to come into. This is going to be a great show to introduce people to Star Trek. I think what Discovery did really well, but what Picard does really well is they're niche shows in a way. Discovery less so than Picard, but Picard is, I think, for a very specific audience. I don't think that's what the writers and producers maybe intended, but I see it. I see that audience because I posted a post and like people know how I feel about Picard, and a lot of people are sharing their feel. Like there's 300 comments on a post I wrote, and like many of them are like the season was rough, but they nailed it in the end. I always wanted to see John Delancey do something like that with Q. There's like they're not enjoying maybe like the overall season, but what Picard is delivering is these like moments that like fans of that TNG era, specifically Next Generation, I think, and you I think would admit that like regardless of how you feel of Picard, like I think you've enjoyed some moments like John Delancey has given this season, like in terms of performance and stuff. Yeah, right?
No, he's talking to me.
Really? John Delancey's crap performance?
Picard. Let's not talk about Picard season 2.
Wow. Okay. I
didn't want Q. I don't want the Borg. I didn't want the Borg.
Okay.
Just rehash shit.
Sorry, but I thought
what the hell does Q even do the whole season?
I thought I knew you better. Don't worry.
Nothing. Q doesn't even do anything the whole season. All the sentimentality people feel is all nostalgia.
No, but
it's not the actual show doing any work.
Just to say a kind of like a bit positive coin about Picard season 2. I did like seeing John Delancey back. I did like seeing Guinan back. I thought that all the relationship stuff between Seven and Raffi could have been handled a lot better, but I did like their dynamic. I really like. Yeah. I like that stuff, and I'm happy now that Picard season 2 is over because the board is now clear and we can go and
get rid of half the cast.
Yeah.
For one thing.
Yeah. And now we can focus on season 3, which is what a lot of people I think who love TNG like I do want to see.
I want to ask Sohail about the fact that Alison Pill, Evan Evagoria,
and
Issa Briones, they're not coming back.
Those three only?
Yeah, like Seven and Raffi are the only ones.
No,
like
what about
Rios?
Obviously,
is not. No, Rios is gone. Yeah, he's not coming back.
No, he's not
My
coming.
instinct tells me that they're gonna be surprise characters because I think they've developed a fandom. All of those characters have developed like a little among the Picard fans. There's a fandom for those characters. Like there's Elnor stands. There's like
but they're
Girardi
gone though.
stands.
They're done.
Wait. I know what you're saying, but
okay.
What I'm telling you is my instinct is telling me that this is like a press, like a stunt of some sort, like
really?
A misdirect. Yeah, that's what my instinct. I maybe I'll probably be wrong about this.
Here's my thinking on it.
I
don't think we'll ever see them again. Like in the third season. Like you would think you'd see Alison Pill again because they kind of set up a relationship with the Borg Queen in the future. You'd think that would go on in the third season, but that might be like done and resolved by the time we get to the third
Logic
season.
tells me you're right because it makes sense. Like they all had a nice wrap up to their stories. The only one that I think could be maybe a misdirect is Elnor, just because Evan Evagora talked about some of the things he would like to see his character explore, but then they were like, well, this is his last season. So I don't know, I don't know which, did he talk about those things before they decided, like, let's keep this a surprise? Because, again, I follow all of them on Issa Briones is hugely popular on Instagram. So is Evan Evagora, and so is Alison Pill. And, like, I follow them there, and I see a different story of, like, how people are responding to their characters maybe than from Twitter. So
I don't think it's so much a response to their characters as much they need to make room for the TNG cast. And I think if they do another show, like maybe the Starfleet show, which I
think
hope
there'll be cameos.
if they
It'll
do
be
it, it's
the
25th
opposite.
century. You can have characters that were in Picard show up in future. You could even have Elnor show up in. No, you couldn't. Not Lower Decks. Shit, never mind.
You could
Never
not
mind.
in Lower Decks. Yeah,
No,
true.
no.
Unless he's a kid. Kid Elnor, right? Maybe, or he's not even born by Lower Decks. Maybe
No,
I don't know. I don't know.
know.
Hey,
You know what-
Father, welcome to the stream.
Wouldn't that be cool if on Prodigy they go to that Romulan world
Vashti.
and
Vashti,
he's
yeah.
you remember when he was a little kid like stealing apples out of that cart or whatever like Aladdin?
In episode
Yeah.
4 of the first season. Yeah.
Yeah, an absolute candor like
El Nadin.
because they're almost to that point in Prodigy. They're like a year and a half away from
Oh, there you go.
from the synth disaster on First Contact Day.
Oh my gosh, are we even gonna see that? Wow, from the perspective.
I think
oh, wow.
I might be misremembering, but I think it was like the season finale or not the mid-season finale of Prodigy. I think I figured it's 15 months away from that.
Season 3 of Picard also has a really great opportunity bringing back the legacy characters. I hate calling them that, but bringing back the TNG crew.
That's the official term, though. That's what they want us to say.
They want us to say, but bring those guys back gives us the opportunity to fill in the blanks for season 1 and even season 2. Like there's especially a lot of blanks in season 1. Like we could see Geordi's perspective of what happened on First Contact Day, on the First Contact Day disaster. We could see Dr. Crusher's response to like how she tried to like get medicine for Thad. Like you could flesh out the Nepenthe. Nepenthe could have been a hint as to what we're gonna get in terms of character development and storylines and things like that in season 3. And season 3 could retroactively like improve season 1, like for people who
You
were
think
like,
they're going to show character perspectives from season 1?
it's a possibility.
If
I'm
it
just
can,
saying
if it connects to the
there's-
story, yeah, I guess it's.
it could relate somehow.
I wouldn't particularly want to see that, but if they were going to do that, I think it'd be cool to show what people's reaction was when Picard went on the news and was like, because it was no longer Starfleet. Everyone just be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Is Worf pissed? Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
what, like where it's like it's interesting.
No, I think they would just be like, oh my God, he's making such an ass out of himself in front of the whole galaxy. Like, oh, is he gonna be able to recover
I thought we were
from
talking
this?
about Strange New Worlds. Should I change the banner to Picard, or do we want to
No,
go back to
no,
Strange New Worlds?
wait,
Okay,
wait.
sorry.
Because I didn't watch this latest edition of Text Track yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, how was the stream, Father?
It was good. I think it went well. It was
yeah.
a
Your
long
prediction
one
about
'cause we had-
Laris and Picard came true, but I don't think it's going to
Yeah,
last.
I didn't get to see you revel. Did you revel in that? Did you like rejoice in Laris Picard?
What?
Well, you
No,
think they're going
it
to
was
stay together,
Picardus?
right?
Can we call it Picardus?
This sounds more like Lacutus. What about
Laris and-
Lacard?
Lacard, I like Lacard. It's cool.
Larcard.
Larcard.
I think the first episode of season 3 is going to be Laris and Picard's wedding day. Everybody
Yeah, I
shows
have a
up,
feeling
and,
it's-
and then
that's how they're gonna come
from
back.
MacGruber is going to come and blow her up with a rocket launcher.
Who was that Ferengi? That
I'd watch the
Damon.
show if that happened.
David Bowie?
Who was the Damon that hated Picard because Picard blew up his
Damon
son?
Bach, man. Damon Bach.
Yeah, Bach. Bach is gonna show up and he's gonna be like, "Oh, did you
That's
forget about
that's
me,
the
Picard?" And he's gonna shoot a rocket launcher at Laris and blow her up.
Oh my gosh, that's it.
And then
It's Damon Bach. Oh my
Picard
gosh.
is gonna be like, "What?" And then Bach's gonna be like, "And I'm not done yet." And he's gonna pull out a knife and he's gonna go over to the dog number 1 and cut the dog in half.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I like it.
Why?
I like it.
Oh my God! It's my TNG Red Wedding that I came up with a couple weeks ago.
That is true.
That's
Guys,
exactly what it is.
just audience and Braxton, Fathery hasn't seen Doctor Strange, so we can't talk
I'm
about
seeing
it
it
anymore.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we can't talk about it anymore. We got a really good. We got like an hour and a half
We did.
out of Doctor Strange, so we're done.
I'm
I
looking
feel like
forward
that.
to it.
But Braxton
but-
sometimes forgets.
It's especially good if you haven't seen any of the marketing like me. Like I avoided marketing, and I
Yeah.
surprised by a lot.
How did?
Oh,
how
cool.
did you-
Yeah, I haven't seen a
how-
single trailer for it.
Okay, so
I know
Good,
Wanda
good.
is in it. I saw the post credit thing from Spider-Man So I saw that trailer that shows him teaming up with Wanda. But other than that, I don't know jack shit about it.
Good for you. So you were able to stay away from everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
I learned how our friend Geek in Review showed me how to mute things on Twitter.
On
I
Twitter.
muted any possible word I thought could be connected to that. I muted.
Okay,
That's
cool.
hilarious.
And then I also got annoyed. I got annoyed with all the people talking about Star Wars on May 4th. So then I just started like muting all of that.
Oh, by
shit,
the way,
too.
y'all, when Obi-Wan starts, if you want to be there's whether you're here or not, if I'm alone, I don't care. I'm gonna talk about Obi-Wan like at the time it airs. So y'all have to, if you want to talk about it with me, that's fine. But the first part of Starfleet Boy After Dark is just gonna be Obi-Wan.
Can I go on there and be like the what Ruben is for Picard?
Yes.
I'm gonna be that for Obi-Wan.
You could be that person. You're welcome to. I would have actually appreciated if someone was Ruben. It would be great. Maybe Ruben won't be Ruben for that. I don't know if he's gonna watch it or not. But just FYI, that's gonna happen. Obi-Wan will take over Starfleet Boy After Dark. So
I have faith in Obi-Wan because Ewan McGregor is like giddy about it.
Yeah,
he's
really giddy
compared to his experience with the prequel films, and he's like, no, this was much better.
In fact, y'all haven't noticed, but I'm growing my Obi-Wan, I'm known as Sobi-Wan for Sohail, Sobi-Wan Kenobi, Sobi-Wan, Sobi-Wan.
You know what?
That's the only thing I haven't seen any trailers for it. I don't know anything about it other than Kathleen Kennedy said Darth Vader is going to be in it, which I was like, well,
Which
that's
pissed
stupid.
you off. We heard that. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we heard that. You remember that rant that you went on when we started talking about it a couple months ago?
We got a bunch of comments that I haven't gone
Yeah.
to. Let's go to the comments, audience.
Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are going to have multiple encounters.
Orgasm. Encounters.
Cerulean Blue says Brian Fuller's vision with an entire season and hence the crew being led and molded by an evil mirror version of a captain. We only saw the evil side. Federation was still good, just Lorca wasn't. Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, that's a good point.
Brian Fuller's vision was very different than what Discovery ended up. Hey, originally, they were going to go into the Mirror Universe in like the third episode of the show.
Yep, that's right.
And
Ruben
the
already said hi
tardigrade
to-
was going to be a crew member
That's
that
true.
Stamets worked for.
Ruben already said hi, but hi Joel officially.
Hi, Joel.
Now you got your official hello.
Hello.
The entire here we go. The entire TNG era is one story, the story of Q. He realized he was dying and sought redemption by making one true friend. Oh my god, that's like touching my heart right now. From Farpoint until now, it was the story of Q befriending
What?
Picard. That's it. Oh my god, I'm giving you like one of these like
Cool story,
these
bro.
things here. That's like deep shit,
I
CB.
like that.
Dude,
That's a
it is
good
deep.
take. I like that shit.
It is deep, but I feel like the show didn't give us that
Yeah,
in season
Q's
2.
only in
Why
like
the
8
fuck would a
episodes.
billion-year-old
These-
god need
these
a friend?
kinds
Q's
of
not in 8
things-
episodes. What are you talking about?
I think all I don't know, Cerulean Blue, I'm going to speak for you for a second, but it's like this kind of statement that CB is making can only happen when you do like a follow-up. I think what he means is that's what Picard does for the character of Q, is it gives that possibility that from a certain point of view, you can see it that way. Even with the few episodes or few appearances, there is that subtext now that you can build into it. Just like now we see Padme, for better or worse, as
Padme.
much Padme. Sorry, thank you, Padme.
As a goddamn
Padme.
psychopath who marries a child murderer.
Yeah, what are we seeing Padme as exactly right now?
No, I'm just saying we see her
goddamn
tied with
psycho-
Vader now. Like when you watch Return of the Jedi, you can't help but like part
Yeah,
of you
that's
just
why I
like
don't watch Return of the Jedi
when I watch Return of the Jedi, I pretend that I go back to how I was in 1998, and I pretend like those movies, the other ones never
Dang.
existed.
There's only
Cold.
3 Star Wars movies. I don't know
Cerulean
what you're
Blue,
talking
I
about.
appreciate what you're trying to say here.
Dude, Q said that he loved Picard, but then in that first episode he smacked the shit out of him, and then later he literally tried to have him killed by being ran down with a car. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
it
like,
does
come
not.
on, dude.
It does not make sense when you think about it. But however, as stupid as all that is, and how Q didn't really appeal to me the whole season, when he's like, "You matter to me," and then later when Picard hugs him, I fucking totally bought it. Like I was such a sucker for that shit.
But
It's it's touching my heart, even though
Right.
like you point out, Braxton, like it doesn't add up in the end. He's just really he's just too weird and messed up for any of it to really make any sense.
If you believe
What
that
puppy?
Q in fact is all knowing and knows space and time in a way that human, like corporeal and three-dimensional beings can't perceive, and so he knows how everything ends, not just for Picard but the universe itself, right? If you imagine that is the case, no matter what, whether it is his powers or not, right, then Picard was never in danger. Q put him through those things for a reason, and he was never in danger of dying. Like there was like Q smacked him, and I think there's a subtext of
I'll be back after the
this-
mental gymnastics.
this
portion of the show.
this might be something that you all don't read, but like because my father has dementia, I've seen him like switch from like mood to mood. Like I imagine dying. Like any of us, as we age, we start to go senile. So we're seeing this like kind of like maybe a little bit of a more erratic version, a more senile type of version of Q, who would smack the shit out of Picard. Also, the Q that smacks Picard might be further along in his personal timeline than the Q that
hugs him.
At
But
the
that's
end.
right when he dies. When he hugs, he's like,
No, John
"This is
Delancey
gonna kill
revealed
me."
that there's the best scene to come with Sir Patrick Stewart is in season 3. So his death could take eons. Like a death of a Q could be different from any. He said that snap might have. And also,
think
remember,
that sent
Q
him
has
across
lost
the
his
edge.
Also, Q has lost his powers before, and the Continuum has redeemed him for an act of selflessness. So this could be something that could come into play as well. Maybe what he does for Jean-Luc makes the Q Continuum itself pity him and then restore his powers. So
But then
there's
he goes
all
back in time and slaps Picard.
and goes back in time and slaps Picard. So there's a lot of ways you can explain.
But I just
I don't know. It's not mental gymnastics. All I'm saying is like we're not. He says
really?
Q himself
It's not
says time is a funny thing. So I took that literally as to think about time outside of the box. Don't think about time in the way that we're used to as linear two-dimensional beings. Go wacko, like think like things that could possibly, like, we just saw, no, I can't reference that movie, but just think like outside of the bounds of space and time being a linear construct, and it can all make sense. It's all beautiful, actually.
I think it's probably good. It's probably in better service to your story if you define some of that stuff instead of keeping it all nebulous and be like, well.
But if you're an artist like
maybe-
Akiva Goldsman and Terry Metalis and stuff like that, sometimes you want to tell your art. Sometimes you want to go wacko. And it's like something I said earlier in one of our chats. It's like my ideas are bonkers. Maybe they only make sense to me. But if I got the budget, if someone handed me Star Trek: The Next Generation, you guys would be hating on it so much. But I would love it. It would be the best. It would be the best thing. Like I would love my version of Picard.
If you got control of TNG for whatever reason, I would make sure that the story that you told actually made logical sense.
I think I would tell a pretty damn good story, but
yeah, like I would just.
But I don't think everyone would like it. You know what I mean? I don't know. We have so many comments. Can we go to the comments real quick, guys? Do you mind?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so seeing him fail to befriend even a partial god like Cisco, failing to make friends with all the way until Picard. Yeah, he doesn't make friends with Janeway either, right?
Well, he kind of sexually harassed Janeway.
Oh, jeez.
A lot. So.
He's so problematic, man. Dang. Oh yeah, what's the next series we will have released when Strange New Worlds goes away? I forget the schedule. Probably that
It's
Section
either,
31.
It's either Section 31 or Starfleet Academy.
They're talking about Section 31 may be limited series or a movie because Michelle Yeoh is
is really busy.
Like she's a powerhouse. She like never quits. She's always doing something.
Our friend Robbie
And-
is going to see that movie she's in today. I think.
I've heard
Yeah.
very
I
good
saw it
things about
everywhere.
it.
Oh, it's a good movie. It's a very good
I
movie.
saw them, I
Nice.
saw them
Y'all should all go
2
see
weeks
that.
ago.
Oh, cool! You saw it. That's great.
It's still
That's right, I
making money
remember.
now. Like people, it's one of these like great word of mouth movies.
It's one of these climbers.
I've never seen an ad for it. I've never seen an ad for it. I saw the trailer on YouTube.
I saw the
and that was it.
making of on YouTube, and it was pretty awesome. The whole entire team of special effects is 3 people, and they were able to pull off, from what I saw, like epic level stuff for this type of film. And they're also inspired by a director who I love, Michel Gondry. Do you guys know Michel Gondry's work?
No.
What's the movie with the actor being John Malkovich? Did you guys see that?
Okay, yeah. That's
That's
her?
like
Yeah.
I think it's his most famous thing, if I'm not mistaken.
No, didn't
And-
he do, hold on, let me look up his.
I was so surprised when I found out who the other actor who in that movie with Michelle Yeoh is. But there's this Chinese dude who's phenomenal in that movie, and then I find out
Eternal
Yes,
Sunshine.
he's the guy who played Short Round.
Short
in
round,
Short
dude.
Round,
It's
yeah.
short round.
It's
It's
Short
true.
Michel
He
Gondry
came.
did
He came
Eternal
back to
Sunshine.
acting after being.
Oh, sorry,
like-
Ruben. Eternal Sunshine. Yeah, but did he also do? Did I get John Malkovich right, or
No,
is it
yeah,
someone?
he didn't do that. That was
Oh,
Spike
sorry,
Jones.
my bad.
Spike
Who-
Jones.
oh, Spike
yeah.
Jones.
That's what I
Oh,
was
he's
thinking.
brilliant.
Also, yeah.
He's brilliant too. I love Spike Jones. Sorry, Spike Jones. Sorry, Michel Gondry. But what else? What else is
Yeah,
on his?
but it's
IMDb
definitely one of
list?
those
For Michel Gondry,
surreal type
Yeah.
movies.
he's done 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, just tell
5,
me the
6,
titles.
7.
I wanna see-
He's
I
done
wanna
8
see-
movies: Human Nature, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Science of Sleep, Be Kind,
Yeah, I saw that one.
Rewind, which I've seen, The Green Hornet, The We and the I.
Okay, I haven't
Mo-
seen.
Mood,
So I
Indigo,
didn't know
and
he made all these
Microbe and
movies. I'm a
Gasoline.
bad Michel Gondry fan.
He did some terrible movies also.
Yeah, but anyways, Eternal
hasn't done that in
Sunshine of the
5
Spotless Mind
years.
is an awesome movie, and it has just like such an interesting. It was like a breakthrough. I remember it being just like an influential movie in the indie.
But that's
film
not who
circuit.
directs this movie,
Right,
though.
this is not-
Everything
that's
Everywhere
correct.
All
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Once. It's
exactly.
directed
You're
by the guy who did that Swiss Army Man movie, which I never saw. But it's
Oh,
about
I heard
a
that was good
farting
too with
corpse.
Daniel
Yeah, Dan
Radcliffe.
I've
Yeah.
never seen any movie with Daniel Radcliffe in it, and so I thought I would watch the. I haven't. I've never seen him in anything.
Wow,
But
that's
I-
impressive.
He's
I
really
thought-
good.
I thought I would see him in like the Weird Al movie, and then it's like exclusive to Roku, and I don't have a Roku, so I guess I'll continue to never see him in a movie.
No, he's really good. He's really good in Guns Akimbo, where he's like this. He is like this criminal, and somebody decides to like surgically put 2 guns on his hands, and he has to go
Oh,
throughout
yeah,
the city.
that one.
Oh,
He has to go throughout the city committing crimes or something like that.
I liked him in the what's that horror movie with
The woman in the window.
Yeah,
Oh no!
Yeah,
The
Is that
Woman
what
in
it's
Black.
called?
The Woman in Black. The
Yeah,
Woman in Black.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's
That
just the
That wasn't
poster
a-
has
that
like
actu-
something with a window because
It actually, it wasn't that bad for like one of those PG ghostly horror movies.
Right,
Like,
it's
it
kinda old
actually had some
school.
genuine,
Yeah.
like scares.
had a
that
very
movie-
old school vibe to it.
That movie
Yeah.
is so good.
You know, one of the greatest, most PG, like safest horror movies that like anybody could watch, but it's terrifying as fuck. It's The Changeling, or I don't know if it's Changeling because one is with
Yes,
Angelina
yeah.
Jolie, but another is an actual called
Yeah.
The Changeling, I think, with oh my god, George C. Scott.
No,
Angelina Jolie one is written by Babylon 5 creator Joe Michael Straczynski.
That's a good
Pretty good
movie too.
movie.
That's a very hard movie to watch.
She's a good writer. I think they got like Academy Award nominated for screenplay, if I remember correctly.
This
don't
says it
remember
right
if
here.
it won.
Q died on screen in 2024. Every single event we've seen him being a part of, other than taking Picard back to the beginning of time, happens after he died in 2024. Q will be back for sure. That's the good way of putting it.
There's no
That's-
time to argue about time. We don't have time.
Exactly.
There's no time to
Exactly.
argue about time.
Like, just like the Doctor. Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. I like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your changing thing.
Oh no, I was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done too. Listen, guys, I gotta run. So bye. Sorry, it's very, very pronounce that I'm leaving early, but I have to run because I'm getting tired, so I gotta run.
Thanks, Marcel.
Good night,
You had a good day
Marcelo.
today. Good job on your premiere stream on your channel.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Before you go, why don't you tell folks what you want them to go check out?
Yeah, no. Well, if you guys want to see anything I do, the best place for you to do that, or the hub for you to do that, is on Twitter at QuickFanatic88. I have a Linktree link to all my stuff, so you can go there and check it out. But thank you to anybody who tuned in to my first ever live stream on my own channel. That was a disaster today. I promise I'll be better. I'll be better next week and tomorrow.
I watched it. It was not a disaster, but go on.
Yeah, it was bad. The review for my next TOS episode will be up tomorrow, so you can look forward to that. And I will be on Starfleet Boy Actual this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about Strange New World. So I'll see you guys then.
All right.
Peace.
Good night,
Hey,
Marcelo.
Marcelo.
Good night. Thank you guys.
Live long
See
and
ya.
prosper.
Next time.
Also on the Starfleet Boy channel tomorrow, it's the Mark of Gideon, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll have to watch that when I get home. I have to go. I have to get up and go volunteer at Dave's store because tomorrow is free comic book day.
Oh,
is
Dave
it?
at the comic book store, dude?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, he's the manager there, but everyone should go to their local comic book retailer tomorrow, and you can get some free comics and buy something that you see in the store that catches your eye.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna buy
Enjoy.
some Wiccan comics, dude, so I can prepare for the coming of Wanya's powerful sorcerer son, dude. I gotta Google what are his
Braxton, stop.
his books. Oh,
That's it.
dude, he's already seen fucking Wiccan, dude. Like you watched WandaVision.
Oh, you did watch
Yeah.
WandaVision? Oh,
Yeah,
my
I've seen
bad.
this
Okay,
show.
sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
And
I didn't.
Wiccan's
I
not
didn't
in-
remember. I didn't remember that Father saw WandaVision. But don't
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
not
it
a
anymore.
spoiler.
Don't even
I
reference
don't watch
Marvel.
anything, so I wasn't sure, and I was just being
Yeah,
cautious.
no
I've
Marvel.
seen all the
No
the Marvel
Marvel
shows
talk at
except
all.
for Moon Knight. I haven't seen.
But you are
anything
gonna get a
past-
Wiccan comic book tomorrow. That's cool.
Yeah, he's
You're gonna get Moon Knight.
He's
Father?
a gay dude. He has a boyfriend from outer
Wiccan's
space.
gay?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I thought he
Hawkling.
was with America. Never mind.
Hawkling is Wiccan's boyfriend, dude.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, dude. Mm-hmm, yeah.
You guys, I
Yeah,
saw
Hulkling.
Superman, Superboy, or whatever he is. Is he Superman or Cal Jonathan L? Is that his name? What's
Oh,
the
John
name?
L. Jonathan. He's John Kent. He's Superman, son of Kal-El.
Yeah, John L's boyfriend in
by
comic
Tom
book form
Taylor.
is John L's bisexual. I love it.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I'm so glad where the direction of modern comic books are going. It's pretty cool. It's very brave too, considering how fascist everything's becoming.
Oh, that was great. I like that. That
Sorry.
was I cut the black.
I think I'm actually gonna go get a comic book too. What do y'all recommend I should do? What should I get?
Read
It depends
Saga
on
by, what's his name? Vaughn.
Saga's good, but I got so behind on it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. The
So much of
art
it.
is great. Fiona Staples' art.
I love
yeah,
it,
but
yeah.
Brian K. Vaughan, he's a good writer.
Brian K. Vaughan. That first page is one of the most amazing.
Saga?
I used it to teach comic book writing to a couple of students. Yeah, just the first page, which is I don't know if you remember, but it's just her face, a side profile kind of shot, and it's her coming up while she's giving birth.
Okay, I don't remember.
And it's got like these little motion lines. It's got just perfect dialogue. Like it's one page, one panel, and it tells you everything a comic book should do per panel. You know, it's just perfect. It was instructional panel in a way.
What's the new Saga, dude?
It's called Saga. I've never heard of this.
I think it's just
Yeah, Saga is
newer
like an
issues.
ongoing. Yeah, it's an ongoing series, but
It'll never be made into a movie or a show or anything either. It's like something like they'll only
maybe an
ever do as a
animated
comic,
series
'cause-
like on HBO.
Oh yeah, you
or
could
something,
animate it,
you know?
but it would
like
it would be
kind of
like a
adult.
ridiculous high budget to do it. And
So that's
Yeah.
what I should. How much of an investment is it after that? How many Like how many?
I mean, if you get like the first 6 issues, I think it is that that'll get you going. That'll at least set you up for the first kind of
Yeah, Image
intro.
always does those cheap volume ones. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it's an Image Comics brand. I mean,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah. Okay.
Which
cool.
the cool thing about Image is all of their comics are 100% creator owned.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Book 1, you're talking about Saga. Book 1. Can I show the art from the cover?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's drawn by a woman named Fiona Staples.
Cool.
Fiona Staples.
I guess
this is it, right?
Yeah, so it's basically it's a baby sucking on a tit, but the story is about like it's very like sci-fi fantasy type, and there are these two like warring races of people, and one race is very like they have like a lot of technology, and the other race is about magic and sorcery and stuff. And anyways, this dude on one side of the war and this woman on this other side of the war fall in love, and they have a baby. And a lot of crazy shit happens after that. And it's like the saga of the two of these people and their kid trying to survive in this mad universe.
Right on. All right, I'll consider that then. I'm the comic book store I'm gonna go visit is Tate's Comics. That's my favorite one. Tate's Comics. It's like it's actually in Fort Lauderdale, right? It's not Miami. What's a good Miami comic book store, Ruben? I haven't been to a Miami comic book store since
Miami's got
A&M Comics back in the day. And then what was the other one?
A&M's still there.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
What was their competing comic book?
It was Sunshine, but I think Sunshine just sells role-playing games and stuff like that,
okay.
tabletop games. There's Corca Comics. I forget where it is, but they have a couple stores because there's actually a Corca by me and then a Corca in Miami.
One of the things
Tate's
I loved about
Tate's is like 30 minutes from me.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe we can meet up.
If you go to
How
Tate's,
late
sure.
are they open?
I don't know, pretty late, I guess.
Probably
like 8-ish, I guess, maybe 9.
Oh,
Ruben, do you live in Fort Lauderdale, dude?
I live
near it.
just outside Fort Lauderdale in Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
Dude,
I live near the. If you ever look up the Hard Rock Hotel, it's a giant guitar that they built in South Florida. I live like 10 minutes from the guitar.
Starfleet boy, you should. Oh crap! The cat is pulling everything
I live
down.
near
Oh,
Wilton
my God.
Manor, the infamous Wilton Manor.
Starfleet boy, I was gonna say that you should go to Fort Lauderdale to the comic book store and then stop and have a drink somewhere in Wilton Manor.
Oh,
this cat is crazy.
I've been to Wilton Manors and had so much fun there throughout my life, more times than you can imagine, Braxton. I have had my fill of Wilton Manors, sir. But I may, for old time's sakes, I may
Dude,
go.
for old time's sake,
just for old time's sakes, I may.
Dude, maybe
do
there's
that.
a comic book store in Wilton Manor.
No, but there are some interesting things in Wilton Manors. It's supposedly it's where
I mean, up here by me, there's a lot of comic book stores.
Gay men go to Wilton Manors to retire, is what people are told, but it's far from retirement. Let me just tell you that.
People don't get to retire anymore, so
That's also true.
Well, retirement's called death.
yeah.
Shit. You guys are so dark.
The only comfort is in the cold grave.
I just want to share something that
Starfleet boy, I shared with you the Wiccan comic book playlist, so to speak. So if you want to like start reading about Wiccan to prepare yourself, you can.
I might also have to pick up these comics. What I don't know anything about this, Father.
It's a series called Superman Son of Kal-El, and it's about
oh my god.
Superman Kal-El, Clark Kent. He's off in space dealing with some space shit with Mongol. If y'all know who he is,
No,
he's
I don't
kinda
know who
yellow
We like
dark
talking
side.
with you too, Blue. Sorry.
Anyways,
interacting
his
with
son,
chat.
John Kent,
Damn it.
has had to take up the mantle and become Superman back on Earth. And he's a bi dude, and he has this boyfriend with pink hair.
Do they still live in Smallville?
Can I just say that's like an awesome looking version of the Superman suit, though.
Yeah, he's got like his own suit.
Yeah, it's rad though. It's kind of like armor, but no, you know what I mean? Like it's still form fitting, but it also has like these like what are these things called on the shoulders? The epaulet? No, not epaulets.
Shoulder pads? I don't know.
The paulets, you mean?
Yeah, pull it.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah, he does have some. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see them now.
You see?
Yeah.
Like it's cool. And then the cape, he has like a Prussian collar somehow, which is pretty cool. Like that, like those
Does he
those
have the
higher
same
collars.
powers?
What's that?
Does he have the same powers as
Yeah, I think he's weaker, but I mean,
of
Superman's
course.
so damn strong. It's
No,
you could
he's,
be
you know,
half his strength to still be a
he's still
badass.
he's still the face of the show, you know.
Tom Taylor is the writer on this series. He's an Australian dude. He's a pretty good
on.
writer. He wrote the Injustice comics, which are pretty popular, even though I never read those. But he's also a writer on the
Isn't that
Nightwing
Batman's
series.
penis comic?
The penis comic was Brian Azzarello.
Ah,
We saw that here on Starfleet Boy After Dark. I remember. We did see that. You guys, I'm gonna go get a refill. I'll be right back. I'm having hot wine tonight, which is really.
Hot
Have you guys ever
wine.
had hot wine?
I'm having
Oh,
Dos
no.
Equis.
Because I'm under the weather, I made hot wine, so there's less alcohol in it, but it has cinnamon and cloves. It's like simmered in cinnamon and cloves, and it you add a little honey to it, just a little bit manuka honey, because it has like antibacterial
That's a
properties.
big word, Manuka.
Manuka,
I
yeah.
ain't real sure what that is.
I think it's a New Zealand honey, so it's something from Sean's land.
Oh yeah, ask Sean then.
Yeah, Sean and Ruben came into my Picard, my beautiful farewell stream that I was doing for Picard, and Sean's like,
the
"This
fucking door down," and we're like,
yeah, he did. You guys, and then Sean said, "This
Fans
is
doing
ass."
their duty.
Sean said, "This is ass," and then left, and then I had to give him a "what's for" later on offline. And then, then I found out. Then of course he had a good excuse, and I felt bad for giving him a "what's for." And then Ruben, I had to play the Q video to shut him up because that melted him. Like he's like blah 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 blah, and I don't even know. I wasn't reading your comments, Ruben.
I don't remember.
But then finally I played the Q video and you're like, he always gets me with that. And I was like, yes, I did it. I got control of my stream. I got it back. It was like, yes.
He did the Q slap on me on the card.
I did. I slapped you.
And I was like,
All right. I don't know what you guys are going to talk about next because I know Father's not caught up with Superman Lois. Like, I know he's not.
I think I actually am. I was there a new episode this last week? Did I?
Yes.
watch
I haven't
that?
seen the last. Yes, there was. I haven't seen the last two
See,
episodes.
you guys are not caught up.
But
anyways, think about it. I'll
It's
be
not
back.
as good as season one.
I
I'm
haven't
not.
seen the
I'm not as
last
far
all the
behind as
episodes.
PJ. I got that at least. The last one I saw. So the last one you saw, PJ, was when John shows up on the farm, but he's the
He's the evil. Yeah.
the Bizarro John. The episode after that's really good. The last one I saw. But yeah, I'm liking the show. I think it's cool they're doing something cool with Bizarro, which hasn't really been utilized much in the other media. But let me ask you about. I was trying to debate if I should go to Star Trek Las Vegas this year, or do something different and go do the set
Wait,
tours
didn't you
in
do the vote?
Ticonderoga.
Didn't you do a vote somewhere with that
Yeah,
in the
But-
chat, right?
I think I'd be better off going to Vegas.
Just look into your heart, and you will find the answer.
I think Vegas would be funner. Like, I mean, a set tour is cool, but like, you don't have like all the people and all the interaction, and like, there's not all the stuff that's going
Yeah.
on. So
Well,
like,
I'm
I
going
think
there
approach is
when they're doing
okay.
they have a convention they do there, the Trek Conderoga, and they have like panels and programming and stuff, but it is a lot smaller, and also it's like an hour drive from the airport. Like I have to fly into, I guess, Burlington in Vermont, and then I'd have to rent a car and then drive to Ticonderoga, New York, which is like it's beautiful countryside. It's very isolated. It's kind of like in the middle of
See,
nowhere.
I like it already. I don't like. I've been to Vegas and I didn't really like it. So
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm
when I
more
go
of
to
a middle of nowhere type of guy than a Vegas type of guy.
when I go to Star Trek Las Vegas, because normally I was at the Rio, but I would just go to the Rio and then I would just live there for a few days and then leave.
Do you know I will turn off? I will turn off a movie if they go to Las Vegas in the movie, and set my soul on fire. Viva Las Vegas. Once that, I'm like, why do they have to do this in every fucking movie? They go to Las Vegas and Elvis is singing Viva Las Vegas. They do it all the time. They probably don't do it in some movies, but I can, every time. It's like you see the Las Vegas, landscape. Oh, won't set my soul, won't set my soul on fire. And it's like, fuck off. The song sucks. It's one of Elvis's worst songs.
Yeah, Vegas to me is like a giant mall. Like a really giant
my
mall.
mother
But
loves it
I'm
there.
not doing
My mother-
Vegas stuff.
My mother's
Like,
a big fan.
it could be in any city. I'm just there for the Star Trek convention. I'm never
No, I
gonna
know,
leave
but that's
the
why I
hotel.
kind of like, to me, I'm more of like the adventurous type that will go to the middle of nowhere type.
You get what you're saying. But I feel like,
Because you're going to go to a million more conventions. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But it just seems like it's like such a pain in the ass to like fly over there and then rent a car and then.
And if that's the pain in the ass to you now, imagine when you're older and you're like, fuck this shit, I don't even want to go to conventions anymore.
I think doing TrekConderoga would be better to do like if I had someone to go there with me. And I didn't have to.
Oh, wait, you'd be going by yourself?
Yeah. I'm going by
okay,
myself.
wait, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that part.
But then, like I'll probably know like a couple of people there. But if I go to Vegas, I'm gonna know like a bunch of people there.
Yeah, no, Vegas makes more sense if it's just by yourself, because got to adventure with people, you
Yeah.
got to have your D&D party with
I'm
you.
gonna set my soul on fire.
Elvis is in the
very much.
building. Man, I like that part in
I'm all shook
For All
up.
Mankind when the Russian dude is talking to him about Vegas. About Elvis, and he's like, yeah, me and my wife went and saw him last year, but he's like so fat and can barely sing.
Oh, like where he's still alive, you mean?
yeah,
In the
he's
80s
like,
or something?
yeah, it was in the 70s. I'm just saying like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was sad. It was sad seeing like Elvis like isn't really Elvis anymore. He's like this fat loser. And then like the Russian dude is like, you Americans, you always everything has to be new. A new car, new TV, new washing machine. Like you can never just like appreciate something and let it get old.
Right.
Yeah,
appreciate it
Americans
for
never
what it
be
is,
satisfied with anything.
which is 100%
Thank you.
true.
How's it going, Elvis?
What part are you, where are you buying For All Mankind?
Huh?
What part are you buying for, like, what episode are you buying For All Mankind?
I've seen like the first 5 minutes of the season 2 premiere.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna watch more tonight, but Antonia fell asleep. But hopefully tomorrow we can watch
Season
some.
2 goes to new heights.
But everyone says season 2 is even better than season 1.
To me, season 2 is, I love season 1, but season 2 just goes up 3 notches.
Yeah, we love season 1, both of us.
Excuse me. The whole point of that show is like where it's a divergent timeline. The further along you go in the timeline, it's almost like inevitable. This show can only become more interesting, and as like the creators behind it, you can only think of cool ideas. Like, how can you fuck up this concept? And now they're going further now in season 3, and I think
don't
season
spoil
3
it,
will
Bob,
actually
though.
be
Don't spoil it.
no spoilers, but
Right.
I think it will be more stunning and more like the advancement of like everything throughout.
Well, it's kind of interesting to
it's
me
an
knowing that Ronald
alternate history.
Moore
I
is
love that.
behind it. It almost feels like he's setting up his own, like he's doing like kind of the prequel to his own Star Trek that doesn't exist yet, you know?
Yeah,
And he's getting the prequel part out of the way now, and just like
It's gonna
building
be
towards that.
Alt Trek.
It's
it
kind of
has
interesting.
it has a
Timeline.
certain optimism. Like it has that Trek optimism. And,
Oh, it
like,
totally does.
Good,
Totally
good
does.
feeling behind it,
The
even
sense
though
of
like bad shit
exploration.
happens. Yeah,
And I like that.
Battlestar Galactica is actual history canon because they end up coming to our exact Earth, like in our
Which
distant.
didn't make sense because they see the constellations from the other Earth, and it was the same constellations we have on our Earth.
Hey,
in season 1, but-
don't question the scrolls of Pythia, Fathery. All right,
But no, I like BSG. But the interesting thing about that, it was a very bold show, and that Ron Moore's whole style for writing that was he's like, we're not gonna plan anything out. We're just gonna do like crazy fucking shit, and then have to figure it out on our own. And sometimes that like really worked, and sometimes it didn't. But it's a very like kind of brave way of writing. Like you hear like the commentary tracks. He talks about like some of the ideas they were tossing around, and it's like things totally incompatible with what they actually did. But that's just how like, oh yeah, and then like this happens, and then this happens, and then we're like, what do we do after that? Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out next week.
Right.
It's crazy stuff.
Did you notice my new favorite badge?
No.
It's the hold on, let me pull it off. It's the Star Trek the Motion Picture Admiral's badge.
Nice. Good old TMP.
TMP.
Bob Wise now exists within the Star Trek unit. Well, they actually reference that movie in Enterprise, don't they? So that's been around for a while.
It's like in one episode of Star Trek in the future, somebody's going to be watching Clock Stoppers, directed by Jonathan Frakes.
That's actually streaming on Paramount Plus.
The movie that actually ruined his directing career. Some people think it was Insurrection, but that was only the start.
Well, he did the Librarian movies. You ever seen those?
No.
I haven't seen
The Librarian with Noah Wyle. It's like this super watered down Indiana
Well,
Jones.
as soon as you said Noah Wyle, I knew it was bad.
It's actually got the woman from For All Mankind, the
Librarian.
the older one that becomes one of the first female astronauts for the U.S. She's like an older woman with light eyes.
Oh,
Can't remember her
yeah.
name. Molly.
Molly.
Yeah. She's in
The
one
one
of
who
the Librarian
discovers
movies.
ice.
But Jonathan Frakes, the Librarian movies are terrible. They're a guilty pleasure of mine. I will fully admit this. I have watched them all, but they're awful. They're so bad. They're like the super cheesiest Indiana Jones wannabe movies. And Noah Wyle is a terrible actor.
There's a reason why he
They're not
directs
terrible.
TV
He's
and
not
not
just
movies.
So I have a soft spot for them. But they're not good.
Didn't Frakes also do the live-action Thunderbirds reboot?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's look up Jonathan Frakes.
He sure did.
Good for him, I guess.
Listen, Jonathan Frakes has only directed hits, as far as I'm concerned, for Star Trek. For Star Trek.
Oh.
His best film is First Contact.
Insurrection
Like,
ain't a
else.
hit.
Let's see.
I love
He directed-
Insurrection.
His first movie was
Wasn't
First
it a
Contact.
modest success?
It was.
I mean, I just want to look it up. Hold on.
Unfortunately, it didn't land him Nemesis, though. It wasn't good enough at the box office to give him Nemesis. To give him a try.
No, Nemesis should have been
Try.
directed by LeVar Burton.
Yeah,
That's what
I would have
Nicholas
loved that.
Meyer
I guess
told
he's
Rick Berman.
He's slated
did?
to direct Strange
Yeah.
New Worlds.
Nick Meyer's great.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes is currently directing season 2, episode 7 of Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, it's here on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Wow.
He wasn't able to do any season 1 episodes because of COVID. He was busy doing Discovery at the same time.
Whoa,
Am
there's
I
way
understanding
more
correctly
Librarian
that
movies than I even knew about, bro. And he
What's
directed
that?
all of them. There's way more Librarian movies than I even knew.
how many?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he
What?
directed all of them.
These are theatrical films?
No,
10
they're
of-
TV,
oh,
made for
okay.
TV movies. I think they were not USA. It was some network.
That sounds like a success to me, Ruben.
No, I mean they were popular TV movie things.
So why are you like? I guess.
But they're terrible. I'm telling you, watch one.
But
Watch
they're your
any of
guilty
them. Watch just
pleasure.
pick
Like,
one.
are you gonna
and-
watch the rest of the ones you haven't?
I'm
seen,
gonna watch
aren't
them
you?
all.
Yes.
Yes, and you're gonna watch one and be like, "What the fuck? I'm never listening to this guy again." Like, why does he like these movies? I couldn't even tell you why I like them. They make they're like so juvenile and stupid, but
Can
I
I
don't know, they're
use
super
this?
lighthearted. And
Can I
very,
use this to invalidate all your opinions about
Yes.
Picard? Okay, great.
about everything?
Everything, actually.
Ever,
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ruben. You've just given me the fuel that I've needed all along. Thank you for handing me this wonderful thing.
See you out there.
What about Fact
Oh my
or
God,
Fiction? Who
there you
watched that
I
back in
love.
the 90s?
Hell yeah,
I
Fact or
loved
Fictions are
Fact or
amazing,
Fiction.
bro.
Some of that shit they tried to say was true. Like some of them stories. The doll who came to life and murdered the entire family. That one is fact.
Bill Johnson had a doll put its pinky in his butthole. Is this fact or fiction? You're like, what? I don't even want to know if no
Tabitha's uncle Joseph died
yeah.
from a stroke, fell on his TV, broke through the screen, and got electrocuted by the parts on the inside, and it brought him back to life. That one is fact.
in 1975. Joe is correct. If Noah Wiley shows up in Picard season 3, I'll be all about it. And if he's
Jonathan-
playing the librarian, oh my god, I mean, I go crazy. I'd be like, wow, fucking librarian. The librarian is kind of like, you ever seen Warehouse 13?
Yeah,
That Sci-Fi Channel show?
yeah, I know what that is.
Okay, so the librarian is kind of like a similar thing where they run this library that collects artifacts, but the artifacts are usually real.
I know what you're talking about now. The Librarians. It was on the Space Channel or the CTV Sci-Fi now. Yeah, I remember.
I can't remember where it aired.
I think I watched one episode.
Yeah,
Forgetful anyway.
they're not great, but they're silly fun.
Joel says the BSG ending did not work at all. I loved it.
I was
loved
okay
Joel.
with it.
I never watched BSG.
What do you think of the
so-
Babylon 5 reboot?
I
would love it.
I
Is
don't
that
think it'll
happening?
happen now. I don't think it'll
okay.
happen. They did get the pilot greenlit, but I don't think it'll make it to show because Warner Brothers Discovery is like going insane, and they're like stopping a bunch of new productions, and they're also trying to offload the CW. They want to
Oh yeah,
sell it off.
they're taking them out like a row of ducks.
So
Oh, wow.
I think that this is actually probably like the worst time for him to be trying to pitch a show to the CW that would be produced by Warner Brothers.
Batwoman was canceled. Legends of Tomorrow was canceled.
And they're stopping any new productions for TNT and TBS. They're stopping the development of any additional scripted shows.
Oh, wow.
Because Discovery's business model, they made a lot of money off of like shitty reality shows, like Learning Channel shows, like 90 Day
Nice and cheap.
Fiance. Because those things are so cheap to produce,
Cheapity cheap.
and you can make like huge margins on those because
Is Naked and Afraid on
overhead is so
Discovery as
low.
well?
Probably.
Cheap, fast, and easy.
Bear Grylls. I'm addicted to that. It's not on Discovery, but it's on Peacock, the yacht show.
Below Decks or something
Yes, that's
Oh,
the
that,
show.
yeah.
I love it. I love that show.
like that. I've been watching some weird Sky One sci-fi show on Peacock called Intergalactic. It's not the best show on the planet, but it's
Cerulean
kind of
Blue's asking, are they going to use the beta canon for Geordi's past during the events on Mars? He was off-world when the attack on Mars happened in beta, but was in charge of the shipyard.
I'm guessing they're not even going to mention that at all.
Makes
But
sense.
who knows? Maybe.
Or Geordi will... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll mention it, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing
I kind of
Geordi
want
again,
them
but
to. I want it
I'm
to
most-
be beta canon. I want it to be alpha canon.
I'm most
That's
looking
cool.
forward to seeing Worf out of all of them.
Yeah, he's exciting. I like that tweet Terry Metalis did about Worf looks like Worf.
Oh yeah, when
Oh,
someone
he's not gonna
asked if
be in
he
the
was going to
Beetle-
be
Yeah,
discofied.
and Alex Kurtzman actually reiterated it recently at the Strange New Worlds premiere. There's actually a video of him saying, yes, Worf looks like he did.
By
I
the
like how
way,
you had that
that was
inflection.
addressed a few
He said it
years
like
ago.
that. He did say it,
it
like
was,
that.
yeah.
That was addressed a few years ago, that if Worf was ever to return, that question was brought up and it was addressed. They would never be that bold to fuck with that stuff.
Do it.
I mean,
Do
we
it.
did. I don't
Make
know.
him look like Feklar from the
This is
Ardra episode.
this is potential. This is potential spoilers.
Feklar.
This is potential spoilers for Strange New Worlds. But Father, he showed me apparently a cast.
Don't like a mysterious
never mind.
informant.
He already just ratted you out, though. He just ratted
No, I mean
you.
it was circulating at the time. I just,
Oh, okay.
he
What
just
is it?
brought
What
it
is
to my
it?
attention.
What'd you
It was
see?
a,
What'd you see?
a cast member with like
Oh,
very
yeah, I've seen
subtle
that.
Klingon
Robbie
makeup.
showed that to me, actually.
Oh,
Sorry,
Dude, I
Robbie.
haven't
just-
seen that.
However
Shit, I
legit
just threw
that is,
Robbie
I don't
under the
know.
bus.
I don't
Sorry, I've been drinking a little bit of hot
Oh, my
wine,
God.
so I'm a little...
I haven't seen that, dude.
I saw it.
LeVar Burton is only voicing a Geordie bear for Picard season 3. No explanation.
Wait, I didn't see that. Oh, should I bring Jordy Bear? Hold on, let me go get Jordy Bear.
Everybody has a Geordie bear now who was at that convention.
I have one, but I'm giving it away someday.
coughing over here.
It's in this chair over here, but I don't feel like walking over there to grab it. But just take my word for it, it's over there.
Oh my god, my cat's fighting.
A cat fight.
Oh, it's cute, dude. Yeah, dude. My cats are a brother and sister, and this is the third place that we have lived in since I've had them, and I've lived in this place for 2 months, and only in this place have my cats ever fought. Now they fight all the time. I don't know what it is, dude.
It's the angst of moving. They miss their
Your
old home.
place is
Cats are very
probably
sensitive to changes.
and your place is probably haunted.
Well,
Sure,
probably
man.
so. This place was built in 1905.
You live
What does
where?
Jordy
Don't you live
Bear's
in
voice
Baltimore,
sound
right?
like? Can anyone
Hmm.
do a picture,
Yeah, Baltimore's
impression of LeVar Burton in
an old
this
city.
panel? What does
Beautiful
Jordy
place, too.
Bear's voice sound like?
Horror.
No, that's not Jordy Bear's voice.
Coolant leak. We have a coolant leak.
I like that.
Data, that was not funny.
You lunkhead.
I love Jordy Bear. My cat loves Jordy Bear too. He like
When I
snuggles
was
up
a-
next to him.
When I was a little kid, when Next Generation was on the air, I wasn't really like watching it, but like I was aware of it. But Jordy to me was like the coolest character. I think I was kind of fascinated by the visor. I think that I had the Playmates action figure of him. I thought that was just like a cool looking look.
Yeah, I love the visor too. I used to get my mom's hair bands and put them in front of my eyes and pretend I was Jordy. Wow,
And
we're
be
putting Father
blind
to
and like
sleep.
walking to the walls and stuff. Yeah,
Did you
I'm,
guys
like, really
see
tired.
Halo? Are you guys all caught up on Halo?
I'm waiting on Antonia to watch the 4th episode with me.
I've
haven't-
been watching it.
I haven't
Are
seen
you
anything
are
past
you all caught up, Ruben?
Cortana.
Yeah.
I'm 2.5 episodes.
Is
in.
it over yet?
I'm not
It's
that interested.
9.
I'm not interested until it's almost done now, and then I'll probably like binge it.
They're doing
Dude,
9
Halo's real
episodes for
good.
season 1.
I haven't watched episode 6 that came on over the last couple of days, but I did watch episode 5. Halo's a good show, dude. Like, I feel like it's like a pretty compelling story. I feel like the acting is pretty solid. The woman who plays Halsey, I think, is very, very
Yeah, I like
good.
her. I like her a lot. So far, from what I've
Yeah.
seen so far, I'm not caught up on Halo, by the way, but I might catch up on it tonight.
The dude who plays Master Chief is pretty good. He kind of has like I feel like he's got like a Spock kind of cold acting kind of thing. But that suits the character for Master Chief.
Yeah, I like that actor. He's cool. What's his name again?
Something Schreiber. He's
He's Liev Schreiber's brother, right?
yeah, they're brothers. They're half brothers. One of them's Canadian and one of them's American.
He plays a big role in the second season of The Wire.
And he's in
really-
talks
he's
to
really
play
good in that.
Wolverine. From according to him, he says he's talked to Marvel about playing Wolverine in the MCU. He's too
Starfleet
tall.
Boy, what'd you
I
think?
don't know about that.
What'd you think of the scene when he was taking the
mean,
the
not that it
emotion
matters
ship
to me.
like out of his
Wait.
back?
I
Oh
don't
wait,
know if
no,
that's a
yeah.
Oh, okay,
I'm
don't
on-
talk about it.
Yeah,
I
we're
just-
getting into
I-
spoilers for episodes.
My
we
smile
haven't
should
seen.
tell
I've
you
seen that
everything
though.
you
I've
need
seen
to
that
know.
episode.
Yeah, but not everyone's seen it, so
Oh.
it's just it's not really a spoiler. It's just like it's some nudity. That's all.
You see
Is
Master
it?
Chief's butt. He
Yeah.
takes his clothes
Master
off and he's
Cheeks.
naked.
Master-
Has anybody
you see
has
the
anybody
Master
seen the
Cheeks.
trailer for Rescue Rangers?
No,
that
what?
looks terrible.
Like
You know,
Chicken
we're
Tail
allowed to
Rangers?
play. Father,
It's a new
are
version
we
of
allowed
Roger
to play
Rabbit.
the Obi? I know you don't want to watch it, but we're allowed on this channel to play the new Obi-Wan trailer,
Yeah,
right? Disney won't take it down.
Disney actually likes it when people like show.
Yeah.
So when
it's
Father-
like free
when we're
promotion.
leaving-
I don't understand
when-
why these channels block.
I know. When we're
It's so
finished,
stupid.
we're ending. Whoever wants to stay is fine. If it's just me alone, it's fine. But we're gonna watch the Obi-Wan trailer after the show ends. There's gonna be like a little after. Like when whoever wants to leave says goodbye, we're gonna watch the Obi-Wan trailer.
My favorite part was when Darth Vader says to Obi-Wan, "This is the 7th time we've met this week."
You know, can we just talk about like how terrible of a moron Obi-Wan Kenobi is?
Yeah,
Like
let's
he's
hear-
like
let's
such a
hear it.
stupid Scottish space wizard. It's
What
unbelievable.
does Scottish have to do with it? He's
I'm just
He
first
does an
of all,
English accent. For
look at how
Obi-Wan, by
look
the
at how
way.
much he ages in 19 years. He goes like he's clearly smoking meth out in the desert.
That's not what's
Like
happening.
most Scottish people.
What happened? What would it be? Wouldn't it be interesting if the Emperor actually sucks some of his life force out? Or
I
something?
think he's just a
yeah,
meth
baby.
head.
No.
I've seen a few meth heads in
They
my,
do
in my life.
spice
Dude,
in Star
suck my
Wars.
life
Father
force.
Spice. It's called Spice.
Yo,
Dude, he
he's
might-
cooking meth in his little
He
hut.
might have that condition that Justine Bateman has, dude. You know, Justine Bateman kind of like looks like she's like 70, but like she's only like 50, like 3.
Who's Justine Bateman?
Justine Bateman is the actress from Family
Also-
Ties.
Joel has a good
that
point.
tip.
The sun actually causes people who are exposed to the sun a lot.
Oh, that's not
Wait.
nice, Braxton. Come on now.
No, I'm just saying that she does have like an advanced aging
She
thing.
looks she does look very old for 56. Yeah.
Who are you
Yeah,
talking
she
about?
does. Like she looks like she's in her 70s. Justine Bateman.
Oh,
I mean, I've actually had like relatives like that who, when they got it's from smoking and drinking all their life too.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, I wasn't.
it's where they
saying
hit
that
a
to be
certain
mean.
age, and
like she has a thing that causes that.
well, I'm saying it can also be achieved just through like not taking care of yourself too. I've had so many relatives who once they
Yeah,
age
it's
fast anyway.
believable.
They've all like. I'm at an age now. I'm 38. I know I can remember a lot of my aunts and uncles at my age, and they look like 50, 55 years old.
When I don't wear the wig, I,
mean,
look
look at
like I'm
Starfleet
90
boy.
years old.
yeah, he's a wreck.
But the only explanation for Obi-Wan, I think, is meth. But besides that, he still
100%.
fucking sucks because he trained one Jedi. Because like Yoda gets credit for Luke, right? Because he showed him how to wave a lightsaber around on a car
Yoda
ride
gets
to the
credit
Death
for
Star
Luke.
one
I
time.
agree. Yoda gets credit
but-
for Luke.
So
Okay.
so the only one that Obi-Wan trained is Anakin,
No,
who
I
was like
mean-
running around. Anakin was like running through villages, cutting off the heads of people, and not just the men, but the women and the children too.
We gotta be a little bit fair though.
He
Like
turns
Obi-Wan
into
was
a
like elementary
neo-Nazi.
school.
He-
Obi-Wan was like elementary school, and Yoda was like high school. You know, like you gotta give
It
Obi-Wan
was
a
like
little
it was
bit
like
of
a
credit.
car ride to the Death Star. He's like, put this helmet on and wave this
Yeah,
stick
fight
around.
the floating
like that was it.
scrotum.
That was the only lesson. He got like one lesson. But
But
his,
the Force was in Luke the whole time.
Hit the floating scrotum with your magical powers.
Obi-Wan's first student was he went and aligned with this fascist dictator, and then went and killed more children, killed all the fucking Jedi. Literally the worst. Obi-Wan trained the worst Jedi ever in the history of the Jedi Order. And so then in addition to that, he goes off to the desert
man.
and it's like, okay, go hide this kid from Darth Vader. He's like, well, you know where I'm going to go hide him? In Darth Vader's fucking hometown with his only known living relatives. And I'm going to sit in this house down the street and just smoke meth
how
all
dumb
day
is Darth Vader?
and not do jack shit.
So how
and,
du-
and
How
then,
dumb is Darth Vader that he doesn't go think to go check?
Hide in
You know
plain
why
sight,
he doesn't
man.
go
Hide
to
in
check?
plain sight.
Because he hates sand.
but
It's
It
don't
gets
don't
in everything.
Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru fucking die on Obi-Wan Kenobi's watch. So he's got Luke. He's like, oh yeah, your aunt and uncle are like fucking barbecued skeletons. Now, like, I need you to go kill your dad, but I'm gonna lie to you that he's like, I did this trilogy of movies hanging out with these two robots, R2D2 and C3PO, and then 7 seasons of a fucking cartoon series having adventures with them. They show up, he's like Obi-Wan's like, well, I don't remember these droids at all. Like R2D2 is probably like, you know, he's like beep beep beep. He's probably like, you son of a bitch, we fucking did 7 seasons of the Clone Wars together, you goddamn
There's an
asshole.
explanation for that.
And-
There's a whole explanation for that, though.
He's being aloof, you know. He's,
Yeah, R2D2
yeah,
does
it's-
meth and he has a bad memory.
Oh, jeez.
But
know
then
what?
the worst part of it all is
Father, take all this discernment and apply it to Picard season 2. I want to hear your rant about that.
I think I'm pretty fair on Picard. Like if you go watch my my content, I call out a lot of good stuff. But I think it's a season of high highs and low lows.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff in there I like more than season 1 of Picard, and then there's a lot of stuff in there I like a lot less.
So
It's
you
been
won't
all
even
over the
watch
place.
this Obi-Wan show? You won't even give it a chance, or
I
Watch
don't
it to come
really
on and be
care
Ruben.
about it, but yeah,
watch
I'll
it to come
probably,
on and be.
that would be
Ruben.
cool. That would be good to hear your rant about it.
thing
is,
like,
even
it's
if
not
it's
gonna-
it's
not-
great, you'll be like, it sucks. No,
It's not gonna hurt me. It's like I don't have that attachment to Star Wars.
I don't think Father E's joy is killed so much that if he liked it, he would not confess. Ruben, on the other hand, I don't think would confess.
Oh yeah,
to
if I like it,
No,
I'll
I'm
tell
just
y'all.
kidding.
But I don't like Star Wars half the time. Like I would never like I don't want to like make Star Wars content. I don't have that like that fondness for it.
You got a
They do it.
couple.
By the way, they're
with
giving
Star
us
Trek.
2 episodes on the 25th, isn't it?
It's 2 episodes. Yeah, you're right. Ewan McGregor did an announcement on YouTube. I forgot about that.
Or
Yeah.
the
I
27th.
do wish that they weren't making the show though. Like I kind of wish like it could just like keep getting delayed. Like I would love like if they came on tomorrow and they're like we're actually moving the show to like 2026. I would just be thrilled. I'd be like yes.
I mean, it's not a
Hello
spoiler for
there,
the show in
Father.
any way, but it is a one and done.
It's
not-
six. It's an
meant-
event. They're
it's
calling
meant to
it
bridge
an
the gap.
event. Yeah.
So that it may, I don't know. I have no
The-
idea, but I'm
the
thinking
event-
like the passage of time may have a factor.
We're
in
gonna
there, like,
fucking watch the trailer when Father says goodnight. He's gonna keep us here all night. He's gonna go to like 5 a.m. just to delay us.
No, I need to
We should watch the motion picture.
go take a shower and go to bed and then go volunteer at the shop in the morning and then I got to be home by 1 p.m. so that I can watch The Mark of Gideon.
The Mark
Be
of
on
Gideon, that's
Starfleet
tomorrow.
Boy.
The American Gideon.
Shit, Starfleet boy. Hey, I'm gonna watch Text Track.
that.
I'm gonna go to bed to Text Track. It'll be nice.
You should watch Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Would you? I really enjoyed what I was.
He's
By the way,
trying to get him to watch it.
so many people online were telling me not to watch it. I tagged you in that like thread. That was crazy, including our friend Robbie. He was all like, "Nope, don't watch it."
No, he didn't say that. He just said like I didn't like it. He didn't say don't
okay.
watch it.
I don't know. He might have.
This is the
might have been
cartoon
implied.
one you're trying to get him to
I
watch?
wouldn't
No.
watch that trash.
I like the
Starfleet one.
It's good. It's good.
Or you're talking about the movie, the last movie?
The live action movie.
Oh, okay.
Looks like some trash to me. Some hoochies running around doing
You just
stuff.
hate women,
It's like,
Braxton.
"Ooh, I'm
just hate
sorry," I
women.
said-
That's
I
2
said
days
hoochies.
that's 2 days in a row he's been accused of being a misogynist.
Damn, dude.
Let's not be controversial on something right after that. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop with the controversy. No more controversy. No, I don't know. It
So
feels
anyway,
like
about
you can't
defunding
even
the
avoid-
police. This is what I have
Oh
to say
my
about it.
god.
Hey, we did that in Austin. We were one of the only American cities that successfully defunded our police department.
You did do it?
Oh, Jesus
Yes.
Christ!
Shit, that's amazing. That's actually
PJ
really
just-
amazing.
PJ just tried to smear me, dude. All I said last
No,
night was that young
no,
lady was very pretty. I did not say anything that was misogynistic.
No, I said you've been accused. I said, and I should have said.
I
it
haven't
earlier.
gone to
Oh.
see. I haven't watched the stream. What happened? Don't know. Just off. Don't talk. Don't tell me.
He's torn. He's torn.
Don't tell
What
me.
happened? But
No,
no,
I don't
but
want
what
to
happened?
know.
But no.
I kind of know. I don't want to know. Don't know. Let's just everyone go watch PJ's stream if you want to know what happened.
I don't think I can watch Obi-Wan Kenobi unless Sohel watches Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Deal. I will watch it so that you watch.
Why don't you do a
Okay,
why
it'll
don't you do a
happen,
live
100%.
watch along of the
Yes,
movie?
we'll just do a watch.
I
Yeah,
want
you
them
can
to actually,
ensure.
like, pay attention to it.
No,
and
I'll watch it and then we'll do a live watch along so you can be sure I paid attention. You can tell me why it's great, or I might love it. So it might be a love
okay.
fest. So yeah, that's what we'll do.
All
All right, done. It's gonna happen.
Dude, I love it.
Deal.
Oh, did I tell y'all that like when I watched the Batman a second time, I liked it a little bit more.
The Batman.
But
No, you didn't, because you
still
didn't have to
think-
pee. You'd have to go to the bathroom. You could pause it. You could
I have
actually have an
a I have a
intermission.
pro bladder. I can hold my I can hold my pee for 6 hours.
I
Oh,
wear
damn.
adult underwear at all times.
That is a pro bladder. I can't do that. That's insane.
Dude, I can't hold pee for 6 hours, dude.
I make water like every 2 hours to 3 hours. Like I feel like.
It depends on how much you drink, really.
But yeah, the first time I watched that movie, like that entire third act, I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, why won't this movie, and like every second that movie continued to be on, like I just hated it more and more.
But you liked it a lot
It's-
better.
I still don't love it. It's not like what I would wanted to do for a Batman movie. And I wish like he wasn't so like impotent. Like he's kind of like worthless. Like like so many people like die and stuff. He doesn't really like
I don't know.
solve.
He's terrible. If Batman
solve
does
any-
nothing in the movie ends the same.
Yeah, it's like they wanted it to be like this detective story, but like he never really like solves anything in any like useful way that actually like stops
Like if
something
you think
from
about
happening.
it, the Riddler's actually the true hero because he's actually stopping corruption. It's such a
Well,
bizarre-
it's a strange movie in that way too.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
a very weird movie.
Padme right
Batman's
now.
he's very
When
green,
Anakin's
you know what I mean?
like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's have a dictatorship." Sorry, go.
I'll tell you what I did like about it though, because like when I was actually like paying attention, like the
There's a lot to
ending
like.
the second time, is that. I mean, and technically, from a technical perspective, it's a beautiful looking movie. Like the cinematography is outstanding. A lot of the actors were strong performances throughout. But what really like made me say like, okay, this movie has some good qualities that I didn't give it credit for. But the very end when he is rescuing those people, and then like he's like carrying like the little girl to the paramedics in the helicopter, and he like sets her down. And then, like, when he's, like, leaving, she, like, grabs his Batman arm, and he's, like, surprised by it. He's, like he wasn't expecting that. And, like, that idea, like, the whole, like, I'm vengeance, and just, like, running around just, like, beating the shit out of people about, like, I just need to, like, be out there just, like, beating people the fuck up. Like, that was not, like, instead he's, like, no, like, I want to be, like, a hero of like, helping people. And I think that's such, like, a better depiction of Batman and of, like, what I want
There's a character
from a
arc there,
superhero.
too, where he... And I'm assuming, you know, where people said, like, there's no Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is Batman, there's no difference between them, basically. I think part of it is learning, like, hey, I need to start disguising myself. I need to start being a little more outgoing, because when people see him come out during the funeral scene, they're, like, so surprised to see him. Like, he's such a recluse. He needs to kind of rise above that to keep the Batman and the Bruce Wayne thing separate. And yes, at the end, he realizes he has to be more of a symbol of hope. He still has to, you know, have that fear factor, because I mean, he does come across as brutal sometimes. He doesn't mean to kill, but there's a part in the movie where he very likely unintentionally kills a few people. But you got to realize Penguin was part of that too, but that didn't really lead to anywhere insignificant. So he's making mistakes throughout the movie. But yes, you know that shot where at the end where the girl grabs him, and he's, you know, the shot where he's looking up, it's actually in the trailer, like one of the very last shots of the movie. I hate that. But where he's looking up and he's all muddied, I thought that would have been the perfect time, cut to black, movie's over. But then they go on with this Catwoman scene where she goes off somewhere, and then and then it ends.
They ride motorcycles together.
I would rather have the movie ended with Batman looking up, that last shot, and then that being a mid-credit scene. But whatever.
The
nitpicking.
cinematographer was Greg Fraser, who also did Dune.
Yep.
Very good.
Amazing cinematographer.
And he I think he worked on at least the first season of The Mandalorian.
He did Rogue One. He did a movie called Vice.
With Colin Farrell, I think. Was it?
I don't know if he did Mandalorian. Let me look it up.
How often does that
Mando.
happen, Father, where you revise your opinion when you see it at home in the comfort of your own home?
I didn't really change my opinion that much. It's just like
you just appreciate it a little bit more.
Well,
that sounded like a really cool call. Like the moment you highlighted, like I hadn't seen it that way, and I liked your take on that, so that was cool. That enhanced my enjoyment of the movie.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can complain about in it too, but I wanted to say something positive. That's something I didn't pick up on the first time I watched it. I was also like so terrible at like the bad service I was getting at the Alamo Draft House.
He did 3 episodes of the Mandalorian. The episodes are chapters.
Oh yeah.
So he did the first episode, he did the 3rd episode, and he did the 7th episode of season 1.
Season 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 1, Chapter 3, Chapter 7. The episodes are chapters.
Can I have a Breaking Bad moment with you guys? Has everyone here seen Breaking Bad?
Yes.
I haven't.
Oh, do you
But I don't
guys
care about it,
You don't
'cause I'm
care.
not
And
gonna
what about
watch
you,
it.
Ruben? Do you care about
Oh,
spoilers?
no, I don't
for
care
Breaking-
about spoilers.
Okay.
I mean, I already know the whole show anyways.
I just saw the ending of season the season before the last one. What is it? How many seasons are in Breaking Bad? 5?
5, I think.
Yeah, so I just saw the ending of season 4 with the Tio exploding and Gus, and I was just like,
Gus Fring, yeah.
yes, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? And it was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen on TV. It was insane.
When you watch Better Call Saul, if you ever do get into it,
I think I am gonna watch Better Call Saul.
it is such an unbelievably fucking brilliant show. You can nitpick some of the scams that go on, like certain things have to work out a certain way, and like people are getting by. Like Jimmy and his girlfriend Kim do these scams where they get by just on the skin of their teeth sometimes, and they just like barely get through it. And it's like, fuck, you guys are really clever, but like one thing would have went wrong there, you would have been fucked. But
the other thing that's crazy is like about this season in particular is like something that I didn't catch till the ending. Like there was a shot earlier in the season where they zoom in, like Walt is like playing with a gun on a table, and they zoom into a plant for some weird reason. And then the fucking kid gets sick, and then they end the show, the season, with a shot of the poison. It was the plant that Walt was looking at, and I was like, "What? Did Walt poison that kid? Don't tell me he poisoned. Like, was he the?
It's gonna be a big thing going forward.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
It's gonna cause a lot of yelling matches and fights, and
oh my god,
it's gonna be fucked.
It was crazy,
dude. You're talking about Brock. Brock and his mother are characters like you really like when they're introduced. Okay. Oh my god, that's all I'll say. Okay. Holy fuck! Like whoa.
All right. That's all I gotta say. I'm excited about finishing Breaking Bad. I'm very close to it. I'll give you an update next time.
Like sometimes shows can be just fucking unforgiving. And just like, fuck you, audience. We don't give a shit.
Ding,
what
ding,
you
ding,
feel.
Ding,
ding, ding, ding, boom. And I just love the whole thing of like the news, like they're at the Shady Pines retirement center. There was like you hear all this like stuff. It's like it's exactly like real life. That's the thing about this show. It's like so insane. It's like...
the feud between Fring and Salamanca.
Oh yeah,
it's so good in Breaking Bad, but it is so much more like emphasized. And like you see the roots of it, and you see the development of it in Better Call Saul. It's fucking amazing.
Tio, man, I love this show. I didn't realize I was enjoying it, but this season blew me away. It was like insane. It was insane.
Are you gonna watch El Camino?
Ted
after
Beneke
the finale?
dying. What's that? I am gonna watch. I'm hooked on the whole thing. I want to see all the Ted Beneke dying was like. Gnarly as fuck too.
Ted Beneke?
Yeah, Sky's lover.
Oh, well.
The whole IRS.
he doesn't die. He breaks his neck. He doesn't die though.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you just.
I mean that's not even
a spoiler.
That becomes like a nothing issue after that event.
Okay. But anyways, that was funny.
There is a couple of scenes between him and Skylar, but it's like. He's scared to death. He's not even he doesn't want to deal with it. But that's a very small, like, that's what's coming next. It's just fucking crazy.
All right, don't tell me anymore. I'm almost finished. I'm going to get through it this week, hopefully, or next week. Couple weeks.
I didn't realize that they kept that a cliffhanger whether he lived or died. I didn't.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, how long ago did the show end?
It ended in 2013.
If I get a few little spoilers, I just don't know how it ends. So don't tell me anything. I just don't know where I have no idea where the show's going at all. It's crazy.
Everybody lives happily ever after, of course.
I don't think so. I have a feeling it's not going to be that. I'm so worried. And I love Jesse.
So you don't know about the alien invasion?
No, I didn't know about that. I didn't know
that part was just a dream, Ruben.
That shit's crazy.
He had that dream from the alternate timeline he thought he traveled to, but it was actually not a different timeline. It was a different universe. He went through the slider portal. But you're not supposed to know that. It's so hell. Act like you didn't hear that.
All right, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about today?
I just want to remind everyone that Text Trek has a live show every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central where we talk about the latest and greatest episodes of Star Trek, and we also make that available wherever you listen to your podcast. But we just did a big major show today with a Picard season finale and a Strange New World series premiere. So
it's
go
cool.
Check that out. And
Father, you took time off to prepare for this, right?
I took off work yesterday, and today was a nightmare because I got up early this morning. I had to go to the post office. I was there for an hour. I had to go to the tax office. I was there for an hour and a half. So I had to do like all of my prep work for the I just like got everything like set up ready to go at like 6:30 before I went live at 7. So just barely had time for all that. I have not slept. Also, I've not slept more than 4 hours a night for like that's why I got like these big bags under my eyes right now. I really need to go like get some sleep now before I got to get up for free comic book day.
Dude, you do have bags under your eyes. I didn't notice until you said it, dude.
Look at my bags, guys.
I'm not gonna look at your bags.
Oh my gosh, dude! Everybody needs to get 8 hours of sleep tonight, or maybe 7.
Maybe
All right.
so,
Well,
yeah.
I gotta be up in 8.5.
That looks
Before
beautiful.
before you go, Fathery, I just want to say that like if you're not tired of talking about Strange New Worlds, you can come on the Sunday stream, especially since we do TOS together. But no pressure. I know you got your own thing, and you've already probably said your own thing. But I'm gonna watch Text Track so I can reference you like I always do. That's one of the joys of doing a Sunday stream, is that I get to watch everyone else's thoughts, and that it's easy breezy for me. I can just say like, I agree with this person, I agree with this person, or I disagree with this person. So thanks for leading the way.
I assume everyone here like hated Strange New Worlds, right?
Awful.
Like,
No, it seems to
It's
be
not very
unanimous.
good.
Like,
Oh my god, it
at least.
sucked, dude. It was terrible.
Probably the
Terrible.
worst Star Trek show I've ever seen since.
I know, like they had such like
Yeah.
a spotless track record, and then they come out with this just total dud. It was
I'm trying
embarrassing.
to decide if Strange New Worlds or TOS is my least favorite Star Trek show of all time.
Yeah, DS9's pretty shitty too, but
Yeah,
I mean,
Like, it's not even on a starship going places. Like, what the
it's
fuck?
lame.
I love that there's a cool guy named Trekkie Bill on Twitter who posts like if Twitter was around like in the days of previous Trek, like
Yeah.
what the people would say. It makes me laugh so much, some of the stuff
I love that
he
shit's true
does.
too, though.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Did you see, like,
It's
I commented on when he was talking about Star Trek 6, and I said, like, and can you believe that Captain Kirk changed the speech from where no man has gone before to where no one has gone? What is this woke trash? Oh my god, this SJW shit they're trying to shove down our throats. I can't believe it.
So shout out to Trekkie Bill if you guys want to check out. I think he's still doing it. He'll do a little tweet here and there.
Trekkie
It's
Bill's
part
a
of
cool
his
dude.
thing. Yeah, he's pretty
Go
cool.
follow him on Twitter. You will not regret it.
Yeah,
And also
totally.
follow all of these gentlemen. They're all delightful.
Yep. Follow our friend Amy Nelson, Giraffe. There's so many people. There's the whole universe of Star Trek content creators.
Oh my god, I saw what you did there. Oh my god.
Hey, y'all see we have that Star Trek brand animation that's at the front of Strange New Worlds?
Yeah. That's so
It's like
cool.
our Marvel Studios logo.
I'll make a statement here. I don't know. I haven't watched the show, but I don't know if you guys like when Discovery ends. I feel like Strange New Worlds is perfectly poised to be the flagship show of the series of the whole Star Trek. Uniform.
I think that's gonna.
Yeah.
I think that's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's Strange
Ruben's
New
like,
Worlds.
it's the flagship show now.
Well, I'm gonna say something. I was gonna say that, but I'm also gonna say if it continues to improve and becomes a great show, I'm just gonna forget there was ever Star Trek made right before it and pretend like that was just the newest Star Trek since
You're one of
2009.
You're gonna
J.J.
be one of those. You're gonna be one of those guys, right?
See, but I'll still allow the 2009 Abrams movie into my canon.
Interesting.
Did you guys know that
No,
Ruben
I like
called
that.
Agnes Jaborgi?
Aren't you excited that we might actually be watching a Star Trek show together we both like? Huh?
I have
That
a little-
actually have
that's
a
the
lot more
silver-
good things to say than bad.
That's the silver lining. I have to agree. I have to agree that is a silver lining. So yeah, that would be nice. Look at you. You look like a little chuffy child, like a little.
I have
Strange
seen.
New Worlds.
What could possibly be affecting me tonight?
Have y'all noticed there's been like almost a backlash against Strange New Worlds of people saying that like like people are mad that people keep saying that like it's better than Discovery.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you're coming on the Sunday stream, it's not a hard fast rule, but we're going to try to do the whole discussion without comparing Strange New Worlds to any other Star Trek. Except to make except to talk about references to other Star Trek, and that's the only thing. But it's not a hard fast rule. If you have to say something and compare it, you're totally welcome to. I'm just throwing out like a fun game. Like, let's see if we can do it. You know what I mean? Like
that
kind
is
of thing.
like you don't want to keep saying the same talking point again and again and again.
That's
Yeah.
true too. Yeah.
Like
And
sometimes
let's
me
not
and
tear
Dave.
down Trek to build up other Trek, you know?
Yeah.
I have
Sometimes-
seen people making a big deal that like the bridge crew was mostly female.
Yeah, me. Remember? No, I'm joking.
And I didn't even notice until I saw some video where somebody mentioned it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess so." You know, I was like, didn't
I feel
even
like another
look.
white man was talking about that today as well.
You know,
Probably.
regardless of gender, if
It was a
the
white man.
if the people if the characters who populated the bridge were not likable and you didn't care, it wouldn't matter what gender they were. The fact that you meet them and you're all, I like this crew. They get along. They're very like there's a good vibe you get from
Yeah,
them.
I'm excited to learn more about them.
And
The actors are
the fact
cast
is
really
that
well. They have great
you-
chemistry from the
you
start.
have
it's
two
true.
you have two males on a bridge with 4 females. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The helmsmen are going to
one-
rotate. Like but people are like, this is a sign that the man is being eliminated or something. Like, I don't get that
What?
conspiracy theory.
There's a
What about
really
the
cool
Dr.
moment where
Mbenga? And Dr. Mbenga's a man?
I love when he does this, and
Yeah, there
Leon
you
does
go.
it too. I want to
Yeah,
know what the
Spock.
fuck that is. Do you remember that moment? This thing here.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I
and
wanna
then
know. I'm like,
Hemmer,
I don't
the
know.
engineer, Hemmer.
Yeah.
Is
You
an
know, what's the other
engineer?
weird part is like, why are you complaining about that, bro? Don't you want to
I mean,
be on a ship,
is
a
a dude.
spaceship? Isn't
Fuck.
power fancy?
I know,
baby?
yeah, that sounds-
Don't you want to be fucking?
Okay, y'all wanna
Pike
hear
on a
something?
ship with a bunch of hot chicks?
You want to hear something like shitty about me?
What
Is
are
that
you
like
complaining about?
on Star Trek
See,
Online?
that's why the dude called you misogynist last night, Ruben.
Damn.
Talking about hot chicks on,
I have-
on the.
I have a ship
Yeah,
on
like
Star Trek
females
Online
being
that-
attractive is a big no-no nowadays, right?
What is that person's blocked from the channel? I don't know if they can even see this. But anyways, go Father. What do you? or
I have
maybe
a
they
ship
can.
on Star Trek Online that has like a character named Captain Father. He basically like looks like me in a Starfleet uniform. But
What?
then like all of my entire crew, like they're all like hot chicks.
My STO crew's gonna be hot dudes, barely dressed. I don't want them wearing shirts on my bridge.
Well,
In fact, you can do whatever you want on your bridge, right? Could there be a nudist ship?
I was
Like,
just
well,
I
thinking
mean, it
that.
makes
Like,
sense.
there has to be some ship out there that's like, we have a strictly no clothes policy.
You know,
you
it
wanna
makes
be on-
sense.
if
You're
you
on the
wanna be
ship.
on
You don't
here.
need to wear clothes.
What
are
about
your clothes?
transparent fabrics instead?
Ooh, I
Because
like that.
transparent fabrics would be more.
You know the
It protects.
the
but
screen could
doesn't
just put fake
hide.
clothes on you, right? Like when you're projecting, so you could just be naked. You could be chilling on a nudist ship or whatever.
You know,
I
Star
don't know.
Trek can technically show a Beta Z wedding now in the way it's
Ooh.
traditionally meant to be seen.
Let's get that Beta Z wedding we've always wanted. I agree with that.
I know
I want
people would
full-
freak out about
Full
it. It'd be
peen
like,
and
So,
full
okay.
vag. I want full vag, full peen, tatas, the works, male and female tatas.
Well, I mean,
Cake-
I'm saying, what if
cake
what if
is
you
eternal.
could pick which celebrities are getting married in the scene? So you get to pick which celebrities
you
you
go.
see. Boom. And they're gonna do a 360 camera shot. There ain't no hiding nothing.
they do one of them Michael Bay shots where it goes
I-
under the person and then
slow
over them.
motion, and they're standing up.
I don't
and
want
the-
any
the
actor.
suck- the
I don't want
sacks are
the
like-
whole pick an actor thing because I don't want actors doing what they're uncomfortable. But the actors that volunteer
course,
to do the
of course.
scene, we're gonna
It's
go
fantasy.
all.
Like
we're
when
gonna go full-
when Majel Barrett goes full buff in TNG, like you understand that she's completely naked, but they don't have to show everything.
Yeah, and when it was filmed, she was probably not naked though. She's probably
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely not.
like
no.
a
Oh, no,
skirt
that,
or underwear.
That
or something.
woman was probably like,
I remember the '60s, baby.
I would have loved that. Would have been
Major,
amazing.
you
I
won't have to
actually
take off
don't
your
know
pants.
anything.
Why not? We're just on the scene. Fuck it.
Like Majel, this is totally unnecessary.
If I had a body like Majel Barrett at her age, I would take my fucking clothes off and run around naked on the
gorgeous.
bridge of the Enterprise too. Actually,
I never
She looked
understood why
great,
Picard
right?
didn't
Like,
go
she
for her until season 2 of Picard. Then I understand he couldn't love that all the time.
looked- Dang, PJ.
But Q showed him the way through his weird outbursts.
Someone actually pointed out something I hadn't thought of on Twitter, which is like it kind of takes away from like he always liked the character, like he always liked imagining like that the character just didn't. That wasn't his vibe. Like he just didn't want to be with someone.
He's like a romantic.
a romantic,
I don't know.
exactly.
See,
Aromantic but not
I
asexual.
think
There
it's
are
such
people
a-
like that.
Right,
to me,
right.
it's just such a childish way of looking at what loneliness and love means. Because to me, Picard had so much love in his life. He literally had a lifetime's worth of love.
But
in
that's
her
the
light.
whole
He
point. Is
experienced it like no one else.
that's the whole point. It's
Children,
possible we.
grandchildren.
That's the whole point. It's possible we all have the love around us, but if we're not open to it, if we're not letting it in, we're not going to see it. We're not going to experience it. So he had to open his heart, and it took him 98 years.
He's
to,
not
like,
old.
Well, from a consciousness point of view, he is like almost 200 years old. From like a lived perspective, like
If you add in the Cayman stuff.
Well, right.
Yeah,
the inner
in-
light,
true.
yeah.
in the
True,
inner
true.
light, he learns to love the woman that Cayman was with, and like they have a life, and there's like what Ruben was saying, there was all this love in this one episode that he experienced that like wouldn't go away. He would probably
even
come out
in
of
that
that experience
episode,
willing
he
to
was-
love more.
But even that episode, even though she stayed with him, his focus was on the crisis.
Yeah,
He was obsessed with, he even created sunscreen.
He's a workaholic.
Yeah, like he's a worker. It's like
Spock when T'Pring is like, I am ready to fuck, and he's like, oh, my boss is calling. Hold on.
To me, those are the kind of people that would join
That was a
Starfleet.
great
People
scene.
who are workaholics. Everybody else is just chilling with their replicator, playing video
Spock, are you
games,
naked?
and fucking replicating pizza all day. That's in America.
Picard
Fucking-
says in early season 2, like, why don't I stop? I just want to keep going. And it's like, that's a good enough reason, like, to not want to settle down. It's like, you feel like some people feel like if they stop, they'll just fade away. You know what I mean? That's what I always thought of him. Like, he never ended up getting with Beverly, and then they do this Laris thing in season 2 that is not going to pan out in season 3. I guarantee you, they're going to drop that like a bad habit in the first episode or two.
Laris
Just
is
to
gonna
make
Laris
room
is
for
gonna get
Beverly, 'cause you can't
disintegrated
have-
at the end of episode 1.
I have a
He's gonna
feeling
get
Fathery.
disintegrated.
I have a feeling Fathery
Maybe, I don't know.
may have won that debate. I don't think we're gonna. I have a bad feeling we're not gonna get a Beverly Picard thing because it would feel pretty shitty if he's gonna marry Laris or whatever, and then he leaves her for Beverly. So I think
I think Laris will die, or
Although,
she'll
it's
be
possible,
gone.
yeah.
But has he married
Orla Brady
Beverly
did
yet
say-
in this time yet?
What's that?
Because in
Prime timeline, if you will, Jean, as far as we know, they didn't ever.
right, but in
ever have a
TNG they say they got married and divorced.
Yeah, and all
Yeah,
good things, but that
that's in
timeline
the-
doesn't happen.
Yeah, that timeline never happened. Remember, it was like that was the, what is it called? What do we call it in canon?
The anti-time timeline.
Anti-timeline.
Or the anti-time future.
And the
Yeah.
fact that they got divorced in that instance doesn't mean it can't work in this time now. You know what I mean?
Right, because he's
Older and wiser
guess
and different,
fixed
and he's a
now.
robot. So yeah.
To me, if you're gonna hook him up with any character, it has to be her because she's the only one that really has true history with him, in terms of seasons worth of TV where they interact.
And it would
Whereas
be
him and
beautiful fan
Laris have a
service
total
too, right?
of like 3 minutes together.
I
over
think what
2
they might do
seasons.
is he gets his he gets his romance issues fixed with Laris, and then something will happen, and then
Oh.
he'd be available for Beverly. And this time they won't get divorced because
And then Will Wheaton shows up again. He's like, I'm here with Corey. Corey meets Soji. And it's like, we're twins. It's like,
He's like,
Will-
I have a show
Soji's
that
not
happens
in
after this
season-
show. And
I
I
know,
know,
yeah.
have to come
in
with
season
me.
3.
yeah.
And they
But,
just walk right off set into the ready room.
Will Wheaton will be in some show because they said on the Ready Room they were fighting over who would get to use
Yeah,
Wesley
they did
Crusher.
say that. Also, Orla Brady did say here it says CB says Orla Brady's Instagram says she will miss putting on the ears. It smacks of her not returning. But also she said something that corroborates this on the Ready Room, where she said she gave an impression of like she was like, well, it's ambiguous. We're not sure if they actually do get together. So she was setting up the possibility that they're not even together in season 3 when we start out. So yeah, there's like a who knows, but we'll
The idea
see.
of them staying
but-
together is as
but I will
wonky
just
as
say-
that special effects shot at the end
Yeah.
of them pulling out of the.
I want to
Yeah,
see
weird, right?
Like,
the
that looks so
Adventures of
bad.
Laris. Because she says she wants to go on adventures. And I'm like, do a spin-off show, Adventures of Laris.
The theory I liked the most is that like Laris is actually T'Lyn, and so Laris dies in the past just like Q. So Laris actually travels to the past, becomes a Renee Picard's
Guardian Angel.
guardian angel, and dies in Jean-Luc's hand.
That's what I suggested as like a way.
Oh,
they-
that was you. Okay, yeah, I
an
love
option
that.
They might.
Yeah, I
uh,
love that.
They have to like try to, because I was very
Oh my God,
disappointed
it's
with
a
their
soft
explanation of
Quantum
why
Leap
they
reboot.
looked so identical.
Yeah. So I like that the most.
They did that with 3 characters. No, 4.
Laris stepped into the
They
quantum
had like
accelerator and
actors who have
vanished.
played different characters in the previous
Speaking
season
of
or
Quantum
whatever,
Leap,
playing
Quantum
different
Leap's
ones.
been greenlit, I think, right? Like the new Quantum Leap, from what I understand.
I don't know.
From what I understand, it's still underway, but I haven't
Oh, okay.
checked anything lately.
All right, Fathery. See you tomorrow. I'm rearing up to play the Obi-Wan trailer. Unless you have anything else to say on Star Trek Picard.
I'm just gonna say that the worst episode of any Star Trek show is still better than anything that has Obi-Wan Kenobi in it. Bye.
Have a good night, Fathery.
Bye.
All right, here we go. I finally get to show a fucking trailer on my channel, which is really crazy.
No, y'all have to do the reaction faces like,
Yeah, we'll have to do. Yeah, we'll have
whoa, cool.
I'm
I
gonna
never
start
saw this
crying. I'm gonna
before
start
this live
crying.
stream.
At the end, I'm gonna be crying.
Yeah.
Ruben,
me
can
get-
you
let
do
me
that?
get the
Can you
water.
fake cry? Are you able to do that?
I mean, no, I'm too stoned right now.
Okay.
Trying to do that. I could do it, but I'm too, yeah.
Oh, let me put a little
I'm in no
spoiler
state of
thing.
mind for that
A
right
little
now.
thing. So, Obi-Wan trailer. Obi-Wan trailer.
Obi-Wan.
Re-reaction.
It
We'll call it a
is
re-reaction
fun.
because everyone here's seen it, right?
No,
Or-
I haven't seen it.
Oh, good. So Ruben will be actually reacting. So
Obi-Wan saving the galaxy one day at a time.
He's doing the things with the things.
I love.
He's
Thank you.
taking out his big sword.
Thank you, Disney. I wish Paramount did this for Star Trek. All right. So where should I put us? Should we? Do you guys want to be here where people could see our faces and stuff? No, that
No.
blocks it too much. Yeah, we'll go back to the side view here.
You already
Okay.
got a copyright claim from Disney.
I did what?
Yeah, they're shutting you
There's
down.
a guy
buddy.
in a Mickey costume
No,
standing
it still
outside my
says I'm
house. What's
streaming.
that about?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Father says they don't care, and I played the other one.
Can
and
you
it-
play the audio? Are you
Yeah,
allowed?
you could do everything. The whole thing. They want you to play. They want you to talk about it and all that stuff too.
I'm gonna test that out on my channel.
Yeah, you should try it out. It worked for the first Obi-Wan trailer. Are you guys ready?
I'm
Here
ready.
we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let me put myself down here because you guys should react the most. Oh, PJ's just the
Yeah, put me at the
yeah.
bottom.
All right,
There you
here we
go.
go. All right, back.
I'll
to
do the vocal reactions like, whoa, cool.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that's part of it. You gotta like talk over it and shit like
Extreme.
that. Extreme
to the max.
to the max. All right, here we go.
Can I? I'll be the Latino,
Pepsi Cola.
the Cuban American. We'll be like, no, I said it. Mira eso.
Please don't do that. No. Okay, yeah, you can
Oye,
do that. Actually.
no, go ahead. Mira lo que hizo
We'll do it.
Obi-Wan.
Here we go. Do you guys hear it loud enough? Should I make it louder?
Yeah, I'm fine. Cosplay.
Look at this bitch.
Stay hidden,
Stay
Is
hidden.
he,
or we will not survive.
Look! It's little Luke. I hate that they showed stuff from the previous trailer.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Oh, burn! Like you trained his father, bitch.
He's gone.
Oh,
Damn.
the desert. I've been meaning to see the desert in a Star Wars show lately.
I want every lowlife and bounty hunter.
Look at this. Whoa!
Squeeze him.
Squeeze Obi-Wan. Fuck you. He's gonna kill all of you. Obi-Wan is gonna kill all these motherfuckers. You guys better not piss that guy off.
They may take our lives.
Did you see what was getting constructed there?
The Death Star?
No.
Oh,
Darth
Real
fucking
fair.
Vader.
When does this video game come out?
It is coming out on the end of May. Labor Day weekend, I think. If I'm
For
not mistaken.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Anyways, I'm so excited about Obi-Wan.
consoles and PC.
Force Unleashed just came out for Nintendo Switch. You just reminded me. I gotta get it. I love that game.
The First Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed. What did you think, Ruben, of the Obi-Wan trailer?
No, I can see where all the money's gone. It looks great, but I don't really care about Star Wars anymore at this point. Just make
But
Star Wars.
you're not even check out episode 1.
I mean, I'd probably have to bootleg it, but I mean, use my Disney Plus account. Maybe. I mean, I watched the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian, so I could watch. I'll watch that. And I like
Dude,
Ewan
Mando's
McGregor.
real good, dude.
I like Ewan McGregor, so.
I like this comment. Obi-Wan could have saved Lars, doesn't because of this. Obi-Wan's like vengeful. He's like, oh yeah.
Who's Lars?
Lars is Uncle Owen.
Oh.
Sorry, Lars. You meant Uncle Owen, I think. You meant Owen Krieg. Owen Lars. That's what it. Sorry, Owen Lars is who I'm. It's Krieg
Owen
Lars
Lars.
is his father. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I
Thanks.
want to
Jeff.
train him like you trained his father.
So good, so good. What a burn. The best part of this trailer is thank you, Starfleet. Thank you. Yes. No, yes. It doesn't make me want to subscribe. It doesn't make me want to subscribe just for that. Well, you can do what Ruben does. Do what must be done. Order 66. Lego
What
Star
about
Wars
Uncle
Saga.
Owen? Uncle Owen and his wife aged pretty harshly in a short period of time.
It's the Tatooine sun. It's true though.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you know,
It's a lack of
Dude,
water.
it beats
too,
you
I
up,
guess.
dude.
it fucks you.
It
Yeah,
dries,
dude.
you out.
That shit, yeah.
You shrivel up like a prune pretty fast.
Oh my god! If Luke had stayed on Tatooine longer,
I think
If
Owen
he was
and
there
Lars
until
are
he was
only, like,
21, he would
27.
have looked 27. Yeah.
guys, will you guys tell the audience where they can find you, what you got to promote, and thank you so much for coming on. This is a really fun Starfleet.
So this is 6 episodes. You said the Obi-Wan thing is 6 episodes.
Yeah,
Six
it's a
episode
six-episode
limited
event,
limited
yeah.
series, so it's basically
Like 40 minutes.
a 5-hour and some odd minute movie.
Fun chat tonight, guys. You can
Thank
find
you.
me on Twitter at Leviathan026. So look
That's
me up
right.
or tweet me.
And we'll see Raxon again on Sunday for our Star Trek Strange New World Starfleet Boy discussion. Guys, go check out everyone else's Starfleet Strange New World discussion. We're the last. To come on and see. Ruben, what's going on in your universe right now?
I posted an interview with composer Philip White, who worked on Supernatural, but I interviewed him for Tyler Perry's Medea Homecoming. He also did Tyler Perry's Boo 2. If he wants the last. But yeah,
Medea
Philip White,
Homecoming.
he's done a bunch of stuff. But yeah, he did Supernatural and he did Medea Homecoming, the latest one. And
Did you see it?
Medea Homecoming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Medea movies. I love Tyler Perry. I have because Tyler Perry wrote a lot of theater too, so like I have a kind of like a little
Like the
Ruben,
artistic crush
like the
on Tyler
mother
Perry.
sleeping with the son's boyfriend. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's a little. But Mrs. Brown is in it.
Yeah, they did like a weird crossover. It's like
Yeah,
this
it's-
weird like MCU.
When she
thing.
first meets them, she first goes in the house and there's all this like really stupid misunderstanding. I'm like, oh my god, this is so silly.
Yeah. I
Ruben,
love
is
Tyler
Tyler
Perry,
Perry
too.
a drag queen?
What's that?
Is Tyler Perry a drag queen?
I don't know. Does she? I don't know what classifies as.
It depends. Does he like to dress up as a
What
woman
does Tyler
outside
Perry
of work?
say?
He's asking if Tyler Perry is a drag.
But what does
queen.
Tyler Perry say? Does he say?
Well, I
anything
mean, he
about
dresses in drag for like Medea and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
shows and.
A drag queen dresses in drag for work, you know.
Right,
And
so-
I kind of and some other people that I know think that Tyler Perry is a drag queen.
But what is
Even
he like
though-
a DL? He's a DL or low key drag queen. Is that what he is? Like,
Well, I mean, a drag queen is just like a drag queen is just a person, is just a man who
I don't know 'cause
dresses
it's not
as
DL,
a
right?
woman
'Cause he
Yeah, it's not
dresses
really
in
DL.
drag
for
in movies,
performance
yeah.
and money.
he's a
You
drag
know,
queen. Then I agree.
Right.
He's a
I
drag
agree.
queen.
Yeah, he's a drag queen. I agree, and
But,
he's a good
I
one.
actually, a little
He's a
fun
damn
fact,
good drag queen too.
Tyler Perry is the highest earning black director in Hollywood history. And I
That's
admire him
right.
a lot because he found an audience, he cultivated it,
Mhm.
and created a ton of wealth, and then did what I would have done if I were in a similar situation, which is he created his own studio system in Georgia, and
Yeah,
now
that's
gives
right.
opportunities
Actually,
to
that's
other
true.
people like him.
That's a really good point.
And that's how you do it. You don't try to take over Hollywood. You create your own Hollywood. that's exclusive from the beginning. I mean, inclusive. Sorry, that's inclusive from the beginning. From the start, rather than trying to make racist ass Hollywood less racist. Fuck them. Build something new. Like burn down the old guard, build something new. And so I admire that a lot about him.
He's built so much physical filming property. Like in Medea Homecoming, you see outside the house and you see there's a basketball court across the street. Everything looks like it was just built. Like everything looks so it doesn't look like a real neighborhood. It looks like a newly constructed neighborhood that everybody just moved into. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like that big area he has built. Like he has huge sound stages, and he can pretty much like the potential's there to make like really good dynamic stuff. He just chooses to stick to the niche, kind of like I only seen 2 Medea movies, but I like Mrs. Brown for the longest time. So when it came on Netflix, I was like, I watched it right away. And some of it wasn't for me, but like a lot of it is like this kind of like schlocky humor that actually works. It actually works, and you're like, that's so lame, but it's funny. Like there's one scene where it's kind of inappropriate. Like you're thinking like a lot of these characters, like the way they react to the 2 young guys who show up at the house, and it's like ambiguous. Are they a couple or are they not? It's still very unclear even later. But the older woman comes in, she sits between them, and she's like hitting on them both, and she's like basically like overtly sexually harassing them. It's funny, but like at the same time, we're like, oh, this is inappropriate as fuck. But Double Toasted does a really good review of that movie.
Double Toasted, you said?
Yeah, Double Toasted, their YouTube channel from Texas.
Yeah,
I've been watching them for like 7 years.
He has a great story that will probably be a movie itself one day, because he was homeless at one point. He wrote a lot of theater.
I wonder if Tyler Perry's gay. I feel like he is. He seems it.
The funniest part of Homecoming was the flashback to the olden times where he has like the iPhone and shit. It's like makes no fucking sense whatsoever, but it's like so bizarre. And he comes and he trashes the office. Okay, whatever.
Well, very cool.
Yeah, what do you think? You think he's secretly like bi or gay or something?
I think the Tyler Perry's guy, but because his audience is primarily middle-aged black women, he doesn't come out because some of the prejudices that they hold. But Tyler Perry seems like he to me seems like a gay-seeming person.
Has anybody seen Alex Cross? Did you see that? Like, it's the movie where he tried to be like the alpha macho kind of like action lead.
Yeah, no.
And it ended up getting real. I never watched it, but it ended up getting like torn apart in the reviews and stuff.
Are you calling Tyler Perry the Black Liberace?
Liberace?
How Liberace never came out of the closet because he had like that same audience of people who were very conservative, and I'm sorry, I thought that might have been a bad joke, but anyways, like Braxton laughed though, so whatever.
I mean, when I think of Liberace, I think of like Flaming Queen, I don't think like Tyler Perry's a Flaming Queen.
He's not,
but I think that he is gay seeming,
No,
he always seemed metrosexual to me. Like,
yeah, I will just say.
Would you say that like it's even harder?
I have no idea.
on a black gay man to be black and gay
Lil
in the
Nas
black
X
community?
is super gay and no one cares.
No, I know, but I'm saying in general the culture and black communities. I've heard before that like black lesbians and black gay people have an even harder time within.
I think the older you are, the more difficult it is.
Right,
but
that too, because he's.
But that's true, I think, across the board. In
it probably is. Yeah.
But I have seen. I will just say that here in Miami, in the gay scene, I've interacted with lots of gay men, and the ones that are younger than me are just super out and open, whatever their race is. It doesn't matter. I think it is an age thing rather than a race or color, whatever thing. It's more of an age thing. So people my age, it could be more, which Tyler Perry would fit in that category. It could be like still hard to this day to fully embrace yourself. But I feel like the younger generation are like, we don't give a fuck what you think. We're going to be ourselves. And I love that. I think that's actually
Watch
great.
that. We don't even know that he's completely out and like proud about it, and we just don't know. We're having this whole conversation.
That would be terrible. Whatever. I respect everyone's choice of whatever, like sexuality. I think is a very personal and also a very it's almost like infinite diversity and infinite combinations. I think everyone is a different flavor of something, is what I've come to find out. And just
everybody tastes different.
Everyone tastes
I'm like a
different.
strawberry with a little bit of pecan.
I'm lemon. Lemon, brown sugar, and honey. That's
Brown
me.
sugar, baby.
That's what
I'm human skin.
Salty.
Wow,
salty. Human. Have you ever licked human skin? It's salty. PJ.
Yeah, but when you bite into it,
it's a different story. Then it tastes like metal. It's iron.
Yeah,
PJ, thank you so much for accepting my invitation and coming on tonight. I had a lot of fun. What do you got to promote? What do you got to tell the audience?
Dude, my skin does not taste salty.
Well, it depends on how sweaty you are too.
Did you just lick yourself on my show?
Dude, I did. And I went to the gym.
Let me lick I'm gonna lick myself. I have a little salt. There's salt.
Not your wrist, dude. You gotta go like up here, dude. Like,
no, lick your wrist, Braxton. That's where you have your glands. That's the salty part. Is that salty? That's salty, right?
No, that's not salty, dude.
Oh shit! You're sweet. You're made of sugar. You
It's
melt
the
in the
licking
rain. Braxton will melt in the rain. You don't let Braxton go out in the rain, folks, because he'll melt.
Dude, me and Starfleet Boy can't be the only ones who lick their wrist and see if it's salty. Dude, PJ and Ruben, you gotta do it too.
Hold on, let me lick it. Something. Oh yeah.
I feel like that's
lemon pepper.
I feel like that's a different flavor altogether, Ruben, that you went for there. I don't know.
I wish I could even be able to do that. That's not possible with this fucking gut.
Anyways, PJ, short of licking yourself, what have you got going on
You can check out our recent discussions of Picard and Strange New Worlds on the channel Boat Wreck, and these two guys up here were guests on those 3 times, and maybe we can keep doing it because now, like, you got to, I guess. But no, okay, check it out. It's fun. They're long discussions, and Ruben is very negative, and we try to hold him back. We try to pull him back in. But he says, "Fuck you guys! I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
If you find me on this shit, it's your fault.
And if you ever accuse me of being a bad person again, I will come for you." No, but I'm exaggerating. None of that is true. So yeah.
All right,
there you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. PJ, what for the audience? What you see is what you get. PJ's
WYSIWYG.
WYSIWYG. Yeah,
I am not well. I'm not well. Up here.
Guys, thank you. I had a good time talking about Doctor Strange 2 tonight.
Yeah, that was fun.
You know, since I got home, it's been on my mind. I've been thinking about Wanda, thinking about Wanda. So it's good to have like an outlet for it.
I agree. All right, folks. You can check out Starfleet Boy here every Friday night. We do Starfleet Boy After Dark, unless we're not doing it. Saturdays we do a TOS discussion. It's at 3 p.m. Tomorrow is the Mark of Gideon, as Father pointed out earlier. This Sunday we're doing our Starfleet Boy Strange New Worlds discussion. Hopefully these cats will be on there as well with some other guests who are coming on, which is cool. And then we start the cycle all over. Thursday nights, when the newest episode drops, we'll be doing an event on Twitter Spaces. What we do right now, we were doing what we called our Picard space, but next is going to be our Strange New Space. So come check that out.
Strange New Space.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. So we'll see you there on Thursday night. That's at 9 p.m. All right. Live long and prosper. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody. This was such a fun time. We'll see you.